was going to try to share this, but I don't think I know how to do anything. Oh, there we go.
Welcome to tonight's live episode of the Podcasters of the Universe, episode 147, featuring Stephen Bisciotti and Jeremy DeWitt. Tonight, you'll find your favorite PO2 people bringing in the amazing Val Staples. We will talk more about him in just a minute. And now, Stephen Bisciotti.
Good job, Producer Pete.
Pete nailing it.
Producer Pete taking care of business, getting us up and going. Thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is PO2. This is PO2 live in a way you've never seen us before. Maybe we've been live here and there in a little smatterings in weird ways back in the days when we sounded like crap, but here we are, and
sounding just a little bit better than crap.
A little bit better.
A little bit
than
better.
Crap. Welcome to the show, and so why are we going live today? What's the big deal? Well, we've got a huge deal. Me and Jeremy, we
just really wanted to show our bodies off online together.
We wanted to show everybody how ugly we were.
We wanted to touch hands. Can we use, yeah, there we go. See, there you go. You guys jealous out there? Can't touch us. There's a fly.
No, the truth is we have a guest that warrants a big deal. We wanted everybody to be able to visually take in what is about to happen, because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal for us. We're just little guys. We've been around forever, but nobody knows who we are.
Physically, we're huge. We're large.
See, if you guys were both little, you both wouldn't be on Manjaro.
I'm not on Manjaro.
Steve's
insurance won't cover it. So,
you got it. But you had diabetes.
It doesn't matter.
He didn't have it. He has it. Current tense. Steve likes to be optimistic, though. He's got liver-beaties.
Survive-a-beaties.
I'm not going to let the beaties beat us.
Yeah, don't let the beat beat us.
Yeah, don't let the beat beat us.
Nailed.
So,
so our guest was actually on our show one time before. That was many moons ago, after PowerCon 2018, I think.
It was one of those California ones.
Yeah, it was the first one. It would have been 2018.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
we haven't talked to him since.
And then California got a little bit too liberal. We had to move it to the Midwest, where we play euchre.
Yeah, euchre.
I don't know about that, but we do have Val Staples with us today.
We do have Val Staples.
As well bring him on.
Let's bring him on. We suck.
Welcome, Val Staples.
Man, I tell you guys got to slow down. It's like I can see the liquid level in the cup, and Steve's already drank half that thing of vodka already. This night is going to be out of control at this rate.
We were nervous, so we knew we were talking to royalty, so we had to,
royalty.
Prepare.
Where?
Yeah, you're like MOTU royalty, right?
Oh God.
Ish?
Oh, total tangent. Pete, are you going to use that intro voice for the announcements at MOTUFest?
I'll do my best. Today I fired up. I drank most of the vodka before we went on camera. So.
In case anybody out there doesn't know, we're keeping up with the tradition from the last two PowerCons in Columbus, where the PO2/Wife is Gonna Kill Me crew are doing all the announcements all weekend long at MOTUFest.
So, Val, I have a question before I politely make my exit and turn this over to the PO2 guys, the real MOTU fans. These guys are notorious for doing amazing He-Man and Skeletor voices. Is there any way that you would allow some announcements to be done by He-Man and Skeletor?
Absolutely. I got as long as you guys keep it clean, you can do whatever you want and have fun with it.
And I'm out. Awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to politely make my exit. Val, always good talking to you. Can't wait, man. See you in September.
Likewise, sir. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate you.
You guys have a good night.
All right, man.
You guys like my ill-fitting T-shirt? This looks good, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always the standard of professionalism wherever I go.
Well, I mean, at least you're wearing clothes.
we don't want to lose all of your viewers at this point. So
That is true. Yeah. I think we're actually gaining viewers. I think we actually have 9 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, if this was just us, we'd have 0.
oh,
So
Come on.
probably more like you would have had 90 if I wasn't on here. So
well, only one way to find out. Maybe we'll go live again sometime.
yeah, I'll just hit that button like I did in the check early on. So
Yeah, this is great.
Well, I mean, we've got all kinds of questions and things we need to talk about, but first we got to get the elephant out of the room and just start with the biggest, most important, high drama question that I can think of.
Yeah, right out the gate swinging.
What did you think of the movie, Val?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God.
What? All right, okay. I said Motu royalty a minute ago, and I was half kidding because you're like He-Man.org guy, you roast Google dinner guy, PowerCon guy, worked on the 2000 comics guy. I'm sure
Dark Horse
so many other
books,
things.
DVD sets, box art. I mean, I can keep going. So.
Yeah, all the things. Why weren't you at the premiere, man?
I wasn't invited.
We were there.
Well, we weren't at the premiere.
No, we weren't
We
there.
were
at
at
all.
first showing at a theater.
Yes, we were.
No,
Somebody
it's
actually made a picture of us. And...
I had a chance to go to the New York one. It was discovered during LA that a lot of people had not been invited to the premiere, and so some folks at Mattel worked to rectify that. But unfortunately, that weekend I was, I'd already made plans and I couldn't break away for the New York show. So, it's one of those things where I don't think it was intentional. It's just literally the person I texted to wish them congratulations. They're like, "Hey, where are you?" I'm like, "I'm not there," and they're like, "What?" So
yeah, that's crazy.
They're like, "Email me on Monday," and I was like, "Okay, no problem." So that was very cool of them to do that, and they got a lot of people into the New York and London premiere that should have probably been considered, early on. But it was just because they were really focused on a lot of people they were bringing in were influencers. I think everybody made note of how there was a lot of like 20 somethings and 30 something influencers, and they were just trying to get a good mingling of people in there that may not necessarily know the property or get them familiar with the property to help spread the word to like a ton of people. And I think it was a good PR move, and I understand what they were going for.
Yeah, but aren't you a little burnt?
No, it's I'm not a big social guy anyway, so
well, I guess that's fair. That would be kind of awkward.
I would have been a wallflower the whole time anyway. So
yeah.
And then
like, who's that guy?
Yeah,
Who's over there?
Yeah, that guy. Call the police. That guy's creeping me out. So,
right?
Yeah,
we were invited, and they stole content from us.
They did steal content from us.
They did
the whole Ram Man and Fisto thing.
Oh,
We've been doing
yes.
a Ram Man and Fisto bit for how many years?
Yeah, they've been like buddies, like
And
drinking buddies
Yeah,
in
and
our
they released them in a
Potu canon.
two-pack.
Yeah, and then they did the 2-pack online, and we're like,
You telling me they're not listening to our show?
Take pride, man, that you have influence. That's awesome.
yeah. Now we know how those other people feel, like when their customs got stolen and turned into figures and stuff like that. Stolen, but
well, I'll tell you guys something that you're probably familiar with, but people listening, I don't want to open a can of worms, but in the world of like intellectual copyright law with copyrights and trademarks and whatnot, you don't own something that's derivative of somebody else's trademarked and copywritten work. You may have the original and you can call it yours, but the intellectual rights of it do not belong to you. So it's a sad reality. Like I encountered this. Joe Amato and I talked about this at length. We discovered this with Copycat.
yes.
Now Mattel says that they didn't reference Copycat for that exclusive we had. That's what they said.
Except in that interview when he
Except in the interview where they called it Copycat, which is okay. But at the end of the day, it's one of those bad things where if you're like making a derivative work of somebody else's stuff, there's not much you can do. Like they can just take it and run the ball with it. So
And I get that. That makes sense. But still, it's like, I don't know. It's like a little, I don't know. They can't, I guess if they admitted to it, then people would be like, oh, I guess they can't win either way.
I mean,
I don't know.
from our perspective, it seems simple, right? Like I would say 99% of the people who are out there who are customizers and fan artists and fan writers and whatever, if they had their work considered, they would be thrilled, and all they would love is just an acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Happy to sign over anything. But then that's like, I think it's like a sticky wicket for like a copyright, like the legal team, when they then, it's like, okay, now we are admitting it, so we're offering to give you something, and that kind of like opens the door to like discussions they don't want to have.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, that's pretty fair, I guess.
It's not how I would do things, but I'm not a giant, billion-dollar company. I'm a dollar company.
Wait, you haven't made billions of dollars from PowerCon?
I'm working on it. I think I might achieve the goal when I've been dead for 500 years. Maybe. If somebody keeps the ball going for me.
I know what
by
happened.
that time, $1 billion might get you like a Big Mac at McDonald's or
right. No kidding. I know what happened though. It's because you had me help you out for a couple years there. It totally ruined it all.
That was it.
You made a big mistake there.
As far as the movie goes, I have plans for how I want to see it. I did not want to go by myself. I had no one to go with, and I was like, I would feel like the biggest loser. I went one time. I've told everybody this story in private, so I'll tell it here too. The last movie I went to go see by myself was Shin Godzilla, because I'm a kaiju fan and I love Godzilla. And luckily there were just a bunch of other like lonely loser kaiju guys like me in the theater, so it was like camaraderie. But I didn't want to do that with He-Man because I knew there would be like couples in there, maybe some families and stuff like that. And I was like, nah, I really want to see this with my friends. And so I have plans for how I want to see it my first time.
Oh, okay. Can you divulge those plans, or are they?
We shall see.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not. There might be a little something there. I don't know. Yeah, we have problems. Me and Steve have seen this thing. I mean, I've seen it probably more than you now, but we both have seen it.
Well, how many times did you see it in the theater?
I saw it 6 times in the theater.
Whoa, 6. Impressive.
Yeah.
That was only 3.
It was only 3, so
only 3. You
and
was.
Then, of course, it's been rolling on Amazon since it came out too. So, which surprisingly is doing really well on Amazon.
Yeah, it's 5 days holding the number 1 spot. We'll hopefully it keeps going.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no matter how you feel about the film, if it does well, that opens the door for other opportunities for the brand, for all of us, especially as collectors. So that's my mindset about it.
So how do you remain a Masters of the Universe fan after all these years, Val? Are you? I assume at some point you had to have been a bit overwhelmed. It's kind of been your life, right? I mean,
yeah, it's something where it was a dream to like my only dream when I was young is I wanted to be the next Lee Nordling. I wanted to be an editor on like new mini comics. And like that's the one thing I really haven't gotten to do with He-Man that I wanted to, which is like be involved or oversee new mini comics. So like if there's anything that's like bummed me out ever about the world of He-Man and She-Ra since I've been an adult collector, it's that I didn't get to partake at all in the Origins mini comics. But they got a good team on there and they got good people doing fun stuff. And but then I got to work on a lot of stuff professionally, and after you do it for a long period of time, it starts to grind on you. In particular, those Dark Horse books. And Danielle Galerter and I I like twitch and scratch my face and do this all the time. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's we both kind of got burnt out at the same time, which was just the amount of hours that went into making those books was insane. I mean, I'm dealing with that right now with Turtles and Pixel Dan's book, because it was we had a crap ton of images in it that have to go back and readjusted for printing. And it's like we're dealing with that right now, so it can get off the printing. And it's like it just takes so many hours and so much of your time. It's like when you're not doing your regular work and you're not doing family stuff, you're doing those book projects, and then your whole day is just burnt up. And when it came to the He-Man stuff, the comics were fun, but it was a grind in 2002, 2000X comics.
Yeah.
The politics of it is not fun. The jumping through creative hurdles is not fun. But the rest of it is good, but they kind of fight with each other. And then you move on and you do more stuff. And it's like, the DVD stuff had politics in it. And then, not with the guys producing the DVDs. It was like with the IP level with the licensor. And then the books were just no really problems there. We actually didn't have much pushback on anything we did with the books. It was just immense, crazy amount of time that went into it. And you just get to a point where you're like, I need a break. I can't process this anymore. It's hard to have fun with it when it's been a job for so long.
Yeah.
So at this point in your life, after just saying that, is there anything about Masters of the Universe that still kind of gets you excited or gets your blood pumping at all?
I'm trying to think. I was talking to I think it was Joe Amato, actually, bringing Joe back in the conversation the other day, and he asked me a similar question, and like I didn't think there was, but then we got on a topic and I got really animated about it, and I forgot what it was, and he said, "See, there's clearly stuff that still gets you really excited." It's hard to say. It's the newer stuff is harder for me to jump on because I'm just a big fan of like the older material, and it's like, oh, okay, now I have to learn one more canon and experience it. And like I'm guilty of, like, since I worked on the comic creatively, I sort of invented these narrative and stories that I like. So like when I see somebody else do it, it's kind of like there's an absorption rate that's very slow for me to like adopt it and take it in. It's not that there's any, I have any problems with any of it. It's just a little slower on the uptake. Yes, sorry about the noise in the background. That'll cease here momentarily.
All good, man. Life happens.
Yeah, that's some sort of Frankenstein entering through the creaky basement door over there. I think it is. But at the end of the day, when I have time to kind of look it over, it's like I really dig new stuff. I really like when people put a fresh coat of paint on things or try to tweak it from the beginning, because I think it's a franchise that needs that. I think the more you just rehash the past, it stagnates. There's also a bunch of people in our fandom that would prefer that. They don't want it to change. They'd rather it die with what they love. But I think that's not good. The IP has to continually evolve and bring new, fresh faces to the game and to appeal to all types of people. And like, there may be something that we as adult collectors might not like, but if it continues to make the IP thrive, then it creates other opportunities where we can get more of the cool stuff that we like. I'm all for it. And that would be the stuff that gets me excited. So like, listen, man, this is a really long-winded answer to just tell you something that could have taken 10 seconds. I would say the Mondo figures in particular, I get me jazzed. The 112 stuff I think has been phenomenal. The team they have working on it, including like Emiliano Santalucia with the designs, they tap into a design aesthetic that is ingrained in the original Master Universe that just comes through once it's been embellished. Like the embellishments take it, I feel, to like the level that it should be on the next evolution of detail and plussing up and that sort of thing. So when I see those, I get pretty excited about them. And
I'm right with you on that. At this point in my collecting life, I don't really buy anything too much anymore. None of the Origins, none of the Chronicles. I mean, I got one movie He-Man, and then the Skeletor Jeremy gave me for my birthday. And but that line right there really gets me excited like a little kid again for some reason. I don't know. It's, the 2000X line to me at this point is almost getting to the point where it actually has nostalgia to it.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's a perfect timing to go back to that, and the refresh of the bulkiness of the Mondo aesthetic and everything added to it. It's got me jazzed. My Skeletor shows up tomorrow, and
I know mine too.
I'm so excited for it. And not much in the toy world with He-Man gets me excited too much anymore, but those do.
Well, that makes sense from your point of view. Anyway, you're more of a quality guy, where I won't say that I'm a quantity guy. It just so happens the stuff that I like, there's more quantity.
Everything, but
I mean, I have a couple. I got some of a couple big Mondos, and I got I'm getting He-Man and Skeletor for the 2000X there. But yeah, that's and you could even see like and I don't know if this is where they took it from, but even some of those the 12-inch designs, like the He-Man design, you could tell that there was definitely a little bit of inspiration for the movie, I think, coming from those. Taking that old design and then just amping it up just a little bit. It still looks like what we know. It's familiar, but just giving a little bit of, what do we call that? Spice, some oomph. If you will.
A little pizzazz.
Yeah. Matty D Light says here, he says, Origins gets my blood pumping. You know what? Origins is still pretty cool, though. I'll give it that.
It's all cool.
Yeah, it's all cool.
But,
but yeah, it's a matter of like, I mean, there's so much stuff now. It's almost overwhelming. And I honestly miss the days where it's like I'd put on Roast Google Dinner and we would only listen to people talking about classics.
Yeah, one figure a month. That was
I mean?
sometimes two.
Yeah. Goodness. Well, it's a bummer they couldn't pump those back out.
Yeah,
I do miss those figures.
Never got a Malak though. Anyway,
Malak, you'll get one someday, maybe.
I'm gonna say the same thing here I said on Geek Dad Life, which is, hey Mattel, let PowerCon and MOTUFest have the classics license, so we can continue those as exclusives for fans, so we can keep the deep cut dive going.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, I'm in.
That's what I would do. We get the 4 Horsemen back to working on them, and we just do it's just pre-order only for the hardcore fans, and that would be a dream come true for me right there.
God, that would be awesome. Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Well, we're going to be talking about that every episode now.
Yeah.
Working on it. Nope, go ahead, man.
Oh no. So let's get, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure that most of our listeners do. You're the guy who invented PowerCon, right?
Yes.
And your PowerCon run started. The show started in California. It's always originally. Right? How many years were you in California?
Well, it went from 2011 to 2021, but there was 2 shows that 14, 15 didn't happen, and 20 was COVID. So I guess that was 8 shows in California.
Yeah.
So a lot of shows in California, a lot.
The 14 and 15, was that the one that was supposed to be? Was it in New York?
Well, it's like
ish.
Yeah. So what was happening, and I've talked about this before, but I think it was on the forum, so like the org forum, so people might have missed it. But I see these comments all the time, like, oh, it was California was always a success. You should have never left California and did this. California was not a success. 2011, 2012, and 2013, I lost money all 3 years. And 2013 is where we tried to expand it to bring in Turtles, because I was trying to bump attendance, and all it did was just bump expense.
No.
Yeah, it's the Turtle fans, I found out, don't really do fan shows like that, which we always wonder, like, why is there not a Turtle specific convention? We kind of found out they just operate differently, and
which seems crazy.
I think so too, but it's just they don't really do that. Maybe somebody will come along and do one. Maybe the time is ripe now. It won't be me. I'll still do Kanabunga with somebody if they want to. But
there you go.
Kanabunga. That's
Kanabunga.
what
I like it.
Yeah. Other people thought that was stupid. I still think it's a great name. But I went to at 14. We tried New York, and I told fans ahead of time, like, my fellow fans, I said, look, here's the problem in New York. Mattel's not going to be there. We can't afford to fly out a bunch of guests. We have to start all over with building our vendor list. I don't really know what to expect. And sure enough, there's like benchmarks that go through in terms of like how much you owe to like hotels and you know, the decorators or well, not the decorators, but like crap, I can't think at this point in time. But as you get closer to an event, you know, you owe more and more and more of a larger percentage when you cancel. And I was coming up on a big milestone where it went from like me owing like 30% to like 50% or something. And we had only sold like 60 tickets or something by
Oh
that time.
no.
Yeah. And I said, nope. I was like, I looked at the performance of 2011, 2013, which was, you know, the shows weren't doing huge at all, but this was a lot worse. So I decided to go ahead and cancel before I lost too much money. I could see the writing on the wall. So after that, I went to Mattel and said, look, guys, I've done the best I can. I've done a better show than I think most people will be willing to do. I made way more sacrifices than I think most people will be willing to do. But I'm just letting you know that unless you guys get behind us and support us, I'm not doing the show anymore. And this was 2015. And then like the same day, I get a response back to say, well, let's talk. So that's what led to us having exclusives in 2016. And the exclusives are what supplemented the show to make it, you know, work and for us to have the really deep roster of guests that we had. And then we just kept chugging from there.
Interesting. So there were no exclusives prior to that then?
Only I think the Four Horsemen were they doing no, because Mythic Legions was no, not at that point.
Okay.
I think the only stuff would be like Spy Monkey Creations at the time would have like their own little indie exclusive. They had like 50 of them or something, but nothing that we were selling.
Which
nothing.
are Glyos figures.
Yeah, I mean, I loved what Spy Monkey did. So
Yes.
So what was our first year there? 18?
18, yeah.
We were at 18 and we were at 19.
Yep, 18 and 19. 18 we went, it was just us three, you, me, and Matt. And then 19 we brought the family. I had a message on my phone after a gig, and it's Val, and he's going, listen, dude, it's going to be by Disney. I'm like, oh, I guess I better go. Because I remember we were kind of on the fence or whatever. And it's like, oh, I can drag the family this time. So yeah.
Those shows we were at, and they were well attended, and they had great exclusives. Those must have been pretty good for you, I would think.
It's my problem is I'm stupid. And I dump all the money back into the show. So, like, rather than walking away with some sort of profit to warrant all the time put into it, I'm like, no, we need more. And so, like, I'll get some more guests, and I'll plus up the green room and you know, do this. And so I don't know. Like, my thought process was like, okay, I'm doing this show because I'm building something. So let's build it and let's do it right. And so that's where I pursued it. I mean, every year I could have made the show profitable. If I hadn't put all the money back into it. So that every show theoretically is profitable. It's just that I always take all the profit and then usually some more and put it back into the show because I'm like, let's keep it going. So, yeah.
So what would you say then the 2020, the pandemic and all that kind of just reset all of that for you? Or
that was scary, and I'm very grateful that Mattel still let us do like some exclusive that year. That kind of let us do sort of a reset switch on our end and planning for stuff for 2021. But it was weird, you know. So many people did that shift for 2020 and then a lot in 2020. Well, some in 2021 where they were doing like, online streaming events. It just wasn't the same. It like
we were like we were at a cabin together and we were like, well, we're just gonna watch it on our phones. So yeah, I get that. It's not the same.
No, it wasn't the same, and it just made me. It was kind of an ill feeling in the pit of my stomach where you kept hearing this talk of this is the future of conventions. This is going to be like, and I'm like, this sucks. That's not what a
Oh.
convention is. A convention is interaction and face to face and seeing product in person and like holding something tangible that you bought and making memories with your friends. I was like, this online, like anybody can do this. This is not fun. So
Yeah.
then it like made the shift to where companies are like, okay, well, let's up our presentation and go for broke because we have to compete against other people doing the same thing. So you started seeing like uh the what was it, the DC what was it, that Superdome, what did they call it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember it
I don't
now.
know.
The thing they did for 2 years where it was like huge and the production values were crazy, and that tickled the fancy of some folks there at Mattel, which is kind of like why you in part saw what happened when they were like not doing the exclusives anymore after 2021. But then yeah, DC like after 2 years go, yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
It's like, all right, that's a bit much.
Yeah, and they all went back to like live shows because people were like, no, we're not doing this. It's not the same. It's the when you do anything like that, it's a return on investment, and when companies come out, they have to justify that expense, and I think that's why with San Diego in particular, you've seen a number of companies dial back their media presence because of that, because of the values going into it. They have to ask, hey, is what we're spending worth what we're getting out of it in terms of like reaching these hardcore fans or the collector community or like a cartoon audience or whatnot. And that's why, like with my show, I've always just tried to make that imprint that for anybody who comes as minimal as possible, because I know the value in face-to-face interaction. I know the value for a company to be in person at a show and interact with their fans. But I also know if you're asking them to spend a lot of money, you're decreasing your chances of them being there. So I've always, worked very diligently to make sure our show is checking a lot of boxes for everybody.
Absolutely. So beyond that, you guys ended up, or you brought back PowerCon in person, only it ended up then moving over to a toy show.
Yep.
Like a big general toy show, which I have to say, both we went to were freaking amazing.
They were great.
They were great shows.
Great show.
Once again, you're still throwing a great party, Val.
Thank you. I do my best.
What's that?
I said I do my best. I appreciate it.
What was the thought process there? Because that was obviously you did the California thing. 2020 happened, online sort of weird thing, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden you're in the Midwest and it's not He-Man no more. What happened?
I had learned. Okay, let me see if I can back this up. So typically with an exclusive, like with Mattel, it's something that you are discussing with them about 16 months out from its release date. And so before the 2021 show happened, I was, on the, probably on the email, not on the phone with Mattel, saying, okay, I'd love to discuss plans for 2022 if you guys are up for it. And that's when I get the bad news of, well, no, we can't do exclusive action figures anymore. And they didn't give a reason why, but I found out a part of it was they were really pulling back to put all their emphasis on MattelCreations.com. They were really trying to make that like a portal destination, like the direct to consumer, keep a lot of money there, try to pull the fans there. They tried to build their own forums too. I don't think that took very well, which is hard. It's hard to get new forums off the ground, regardless of who it is. And so I understand in a business sense what they were doing, but from our perspective, it's like, wow, we had this big thing going and it was doing well and fans loved it. And it's like just yanking the rug out from underneath of it.
Yeah, as I say, you guys had a good relationship, so
yeah. I mean, the relationship's still fine. It's just like we just don't have they've got their marching orders too.
That makes sense.
They got to do what they got to do. And at the end of the day, I mean, we're any type of fan show is technically small potatoes. It's really an opportunity for them to engage with their ultimate test market one-on-one. And with San Diego Comic-Con, there's a ton of people there, but they're only peeling off a small percentage of the attending audience that's truly engaged in their product. And they're going to see that, if not more, at my show that I was doing. So that was sort of a win for them in that regard. But with the movie especially too, they were really making a shift towards trying to have more general audience appeal. They were trying to find ways to like really, really reach beyond just the hardcore fans and put a lot of their efforts into that. I don't know the nuances or details of it. A lot of it's just little bits and pieces I picked up. I can't write any of that is the gospel, but
right. Yeah. You aren't Mr. Mattel, but
no, but I'm very grateful for everything they did do. And I do hope that we can rekindle that at some point, because we had a great thing going and the fans really love it. And there's a cat getting ready to enter the scene here at some point. Oh, here it comes. Oh no.
oh,
What do you want?
meow.
So, but 2021, I was like, this is not good. And they said, well, we'll give you other things. You can do other stuff. And I was like, well, what other stuff? Oh, we can give you t-shirts.
Oh.
And I said, guys, no offense, but I could never sell enough t-shirts to come close to what we do with one action figure.
Yeah.
We could have like 1,000 of an action figure. I'll be lucky to sell 50 to 100 of a t-shirt. So like, what are you going to give me? 20 t-shirts, and then they all have to be big sellers. Like it's not really going to work. And plus we had 3 exclusives, and all of that, was there to supplement you guys being there and the guests being there and everything like that. It's like, so now we're up to selling 60 different t-shirts. Like, this isn't going to work out.
Yeah.
So it was just something where like, I was like, I can't deal with that action figures. The people that come to these conventions want action figures. That's what they want. Everything else is sort of, the comics are awesome. Not nearly as many people buy those as they do the action figures. Stickers, cool. Not going to sell many of those. T-shirts, cool. Not going to sell nearly as many of those. It's just how it is. That's the game we're in right now. It's like action figures are the name of the game. A giant chunk of people who come to my shows are there to buy toys. They're not necessarily even there for the guests. They're there to buy toys. That's what they want to do. So I had already made so many inroads with so many companies by that time, and we wanted to keep the ball going. I knew if I didn't have the action figure, the next year was going to be miserable. I would have to dial it way back. It would have been a much smaller show. It would have been a bad optics for like the progress of the show. People have been left to wonder what's going on and speculate the worst. So I said, you know what? I started polling people and talking to different companies. And I said, if we did this and just decided to go into the Midwest where it could be more accessible to everyone, would you come? And everyone's like, yeah. So that's what we did. We moved it out and moved it to Ohio. It's not because I live here. It was just,
I'm sure it didn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, but like Chicago was like a prime contender as well for a destination. I mean, we were talking to multiple cities, but it just ended up being like, at the time, this was like one of the kind of the hub / cost effective locations to do it in. And that's just kind of how it took off. And then we had the 2022 and 2023 show, and then I ran into some personal bad luck, and I had to hiatus it for a bit. So
I see. So what then made you decide, all right, we did the big general toy show,
which is coming back. Don't it's still coming.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But I saw like tentatively spring of next year.
Yeah.
Ish.
Okay. Oh, we've already got a venue. I haven't signed the contract because I literally have a physical walkthrough with my booking agent next week, oddly enough.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Awesome. We love toy shows. So what made you then go, all right, you know what? I'm gonna bring freaking PowerCon like back, of course, but with MOTUFest. But like what brought the Motu back into it?
Well, a few reasons. It's something where like we had started talking about it in 2024. And then I even teased it a few times online about, what if we did more than one show, that sort of thing. And I knew going into it, I was like, okay, we're not going to have the partnership from Mattel, so we're going to have to skew this down a little bit. But this is a chance to sort of, if we rebrand on a He-Man show, it gives us the excuse to do that. They're not expecting exactly what they had with the PowerCon show that was out west. But even though oddly enough, the size of the vendor room is almost the same as it was in 2021. So yeah, we didn't scale it down as much as I thought I would, but it seemed like a good thing to do. Plus, I had been asked nonstop by people since 2022, why aren't you doing a He-Man show? Please do a He-Man show again. Bring back a He-Man show. And I was like, oh, guys, and I was wrestling with it because it's like, I wanted to do it because so many people that we all know loved like what we were doing with the General Toy Show, but it wasn't the same for them because they still wanted to come to just a He-Man show.
Right.
So we had a bunch of people who came, a bunch of new people that came for the toy one. We got a lot of cross-pollination from other communities, but lost a lot of people that I miss seeing and that were part of our community. And I wanted to potentially create an opportunity for them to come back.
Well, yeah, these shows end up being like a kind of a family reunion in a way at some point. So
exactly. So that's almost how I view it. Like that's a big part of what this show is for me. It's the getting together of everybody I know. It's like you said, a family reunion framed around the notion of He-Man. It's like I try to describe somebody like when we all get together on Saturday evening in the foyer of the Marriott, no one's going to be talking about He-Man. We're going to be like BSing about all types of stuff because we know each other and we've missed each other and we're catching up and we're just shooting the crap about whatever and knocking back a few drinks. And we have a panel room there in the Marriott for Saturday night right next to the bar. So people will be able to dip in there and check out, we're going to have Fall of Grayskull 2 preview footage from Daniel Benedict. We're going to have the screening of the early screening of the Faking Filmation documentary, which isn't completely finished. It's like I think a rough edit. Right. And then we're going to have James E. talk with the Return of Faker that he's continued to plus up and do more of. So there's all these things that are going to be a lot of fun to stumble in from and hoot and holler and kick back.
Yeah, I'm excited about that stuff. I reached out to James, actually. I think maybe it was this morning or something. I saw that Return of Faker is online right now. It's on YouTube.
It's been up there for a bit, I believe. Some guy like ripped it off the DVD from Germany and put it up there, but it's not the final version as James wants it to be.
Yeah. So don't watch that. Don't give that guy any love, man. You wait. You wait for James.
Wait to see what it's really supposed to be. It's what was it? There was one other thing I was going to say about doing it. The movie, it being a movie year, didn't really mean much to me because I knew that by the time we did the show, the movie would be already out of theaters and not really impact it much. Plus, I went into this. This may be a controversial thing to say, but I already suspected that the movie was going to not do gangbusters.
I think we all kind of guess that.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with like everything I know about it. It's a great movie. It's just that it is what it is. It might be a little too late in the game to like make He-Man the evergreen property that we hoped it would be.
Yeah, had this done like 10 years ago.
10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago. Perfect, I think they unfortunately kind of missed the mark on that. But I think they put their best foot forward and they did one heck of a job and the marketing campaign was phenomenal. And but I just went into it knowing, this is not going to generate much for me on the convention. And sure enough, I haven't seen anything beyond what I already forecasted for ticket sales based on how we structured the show. So I was like, okay, that's what I expected. But it was interesting because we were going to do a He-Man show in California as well this year because last year the tourism department for the city of Anaheim reached out to us and said, we want you to come back. And I was like, all right, this could be an opportunity. But then I found out, there was some guys they're trying to get their own show off the ground.
Yeah, the MOTUFest, right?
MOTUFest, like Mike Gordon and Jay Bond, Mega J Retro.
Yep.
And when I found that out, I was like, well, crap. I don't want to seem like I'm being some sort of bully and coming in there and stomping on these guys trying to do something. And then I was like, so I reached out to them and told them, I was like, look, this is what we might be doing, just so you know. But then we started getting quotes back from the hotels that the tourism department was supposed to help us with. And when I got the quotes back, I was like, yeah, no.
Wait, now so I don't know anything about this, but I did see it. Didn't those guys do a Kickstarter or something? Like,
They did do a
they were
Kickstarter,
raising money for that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how far it went. I'm terrible with those things. I know they were asking, I think initially like 50K or something.
Their initial goal was 5,000, which
was 5,000. Okay, I'm off of zero.
But that was just a deposit for the hotel, is what that was. Yeah. I think their ultimate goal was 25. I think they got to 21 and some change, if I'm not mistaken. So they had some operating capital to work with. I can tell you right now, having done a show, that definitely, at least for my show, what I put into it, that definitely does not cover it all.
I was gonna say, like, is it really that easy to put out?
No, it is not at all. My very first PowerCon that I did was over double that cost. Wow. So yeah, it's I will tell you that much. And it only got more expensive after that. The bigger and more I made it, the more stuff I added to it, the more and more expensive it got. And it just keeps on going. But they were able to take that and run with it and put together something. And like I heard good things about the show. But
yeah, I mean, I saw a few things here and there. They definitely were able to get the people who lived in California to come out. They got some guests and whatnot. And I don't know if they had like exclusives and all that type of stuff, but yeah, I mean, they seem to do okay, at least. I mean, as far, like I said, I'm totally don't know anything about it because I'm Jeremy and I live in Muskegon and I don't know anything about anything, but I
definitely don't blame them for doing it, because there didn't seem to be any signs of us coming back. So how can you fault them for saying, well, we miss having a show, so we're going to put one on.
So that message wasn't like, you dicks.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, like, more power to them, it's like, I definitely get it. Yeah, I definitely understand.
So, what's going to make your show different then? How's that going to come to be?
I don't know, just what you expect from, if you've been to one of my shows, it's just kind of what you would expect, with the absence of Mattel, unfortunately.
Right.
I wish they could be there, but they're not. It's just the same vibes that you would expect, just in terms of like we got our guest roster up there. I think everyone's seen it. We try to make it as high end as we can. Yeah, when you walk into one of my shows, the goal is to make it feel and look like the caliber of any sort of high-end show that you would go into, from the signage, from the badging, from the details that are offered there. We wanted to make it to look like a worthwhile experience.
I was going to say, Muskegon could learn a thing or two from PowerCon.
I hear nothing but good things about your show there. So I don't,
too shabby. We're going to have to get you up for one of them.
I just need to get off my butt and drive up there. Like it's always like, oh God, I got to drive 5 hours. I don't know about that.
Well, now we've driven 5 hours to you a few times.
That's because you're a nice person, and I'm a jerk. Everyone tells you, I'll tell you, that Val guy, that guy is a jerk.
Val Jerk Staples.
Come on, how many people get the awesome nickname from angry people online of Vile Staples? That is a badge of honor right there. Come on, you couldn't think of a better one than that. That's a cool nickname, cool. Vile Staples. Yeah. That's an awesome nickname, Vile Staples.
I love it. Love it. That's going to be happening. We're coming. Oh my God, it's almost August. So September.
Yeah.
11th, am I right there? 11th, 12th, 13th, 12th, 13th?
12th and 13th. Yeah. Setup is on the 11th. I haven't sent the vendor kits out yet. I'll be doing that soon. But, setup for everything is on Friday. They do the pipe and drape and tables during the morning, and then all the vendors and guests come in from the afternoon into the evening to do their setup.
Awesome. Yeah, we are definitely going to be there.
Yes, I'm very excited to do so. This is going to be a good time. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, people want to meet us. We get cool people like Val Staples on our show, so we're kind of a thing.
Wow, Your bench isn't very deep, unfortunately. It seems.
Well, we love what we work with, though.
Hey, I love that you guys would have me on. It's only been in the
absolutely.
works for about a year now. So
Yeah, I was just talking with Steven before this. I'm like, God, I don't even know why he still talks to us. Like, I remember you're like, hey man, so what do you think? Maybe we could work it out. It was November. It was before we even went to Legion's Con.
uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, oh, you know what? Just wait till we get back. You're like, okay, that's cool. And then like a couple weeks later, you'd be like, hey, what's up? I'm like, I'm sorry. And so I've been saying sorry for like 8 months or 9, whatever it is now. So we finally like, all right, maybe we should finally get Val on. And,
Steve's over it. He's like, I don't want this guy on this show.
No, that's not true.
Jeremy's all like, what do I tell him, Steve? Steve's like, tell him to piss off. All right.
Yeah, you should have seen it. I was like, what about Val? He's like, oh, again?
No.
Didn't we just have him on? You mentioned the Fall of Grayskull 2. That's good.
Mhm.
Are they gonna be showing the whole thing or just some of that?
No, just segments, like development pieces of footage from the movie.
It's very exciting. I don't honestly, I don't know if he cares, but I'm just gonna say it anyway because our show is small. No, Daniel actually reached out to me. I did a cover of the Masters of the Universe theme from that old '83 record.
Mhm.
It was one of our favorite episodes, or one of our early ones, where Steve actually brought it on and we listened to it, and I was just geeked. I thought it was great. I had never heard it as a kid, but that song always just, we are the masters of the so I did a cover.
I remember
of that.
listening to that record for the first time after I'd already been watching the Filmation cartoon and thinking, what? Especially Skeletor's voice. Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah.
It's different. It was cool, but it was different.
Yeah, and me, I was screaming like, that's my canon now. Like, I love that. But so that song, I've always told Steve, I'm like, I'm gonna do a cover of that song one of these days. And I finally finished it up, and Daniel heard it and he's like, we need to talk. I'm like,
nice.
Okay, maybe we can do a little collaboration there on that movie. Maybe, fingers crossed. So yeah, figure I'd throw that out there,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, pretty sweet. So you guys are having exclusives. There's definitely going to be toys at your show.
Definitely going to be toys, yeah,
which we all love.
The Mondo Anti-Eternia He-Man is on the verge of selling out. I think a lot of people don't realize that there's still stock for attendees because we took stock and put it out there for non-attendees. And I thought, foolishly, since the stuff that we put up for attendees I guess it had been like several weeks at that point. This stuff is going to be up there for like a month. It was gone in 4 minutes on Big Bad Toy Store. I was like, oh, and Joel's like, hey, you got any more? I was like, no. So yeah, I got a handful I still want to keep for attendees, and that handful is still sitting there. I sell one a week, which is weird. So
oh wow, crazy. Yeah, so people listening, jump on that stuff.
There's still a chance. Yeah, there's I won't say how many, but it's maybe 20. That's they're left. If you want to get one and you're attendee, this is your last chance. And don't try that game on me where you buy one as an attendee, then write me later, oh, I can't come, will you ship it to me? No, I will not. You will get your money refunded to it and it'll be sold to somebody at the show. So don't try it. It's not going to work.
He's like, I'm not doing that stuff no more.
I've been wise to that game for a long time.
Okay.
People try it all the time, and I don't blame them for trying, but it don't work. So
yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, that's gonna be an amazing figure. We already love the He-Man or whatever, so that's sweet. But yeah, getting that exclusive, that's fun, man.
I heard there will be another figure there. That hasn't been announced yet.
Oh, okay. From Mondo, or
I believe it's Mondo. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Piques my interest.
Yeah, you got Steve over here, ready.
Yeah, and it's not It's not the fire armor and ice armor 2-pack they talked about. It's not
Right, because
that.
that's going on sale
That's
those
just going to
days.
be online the same weekend of MOTUFest. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think they're going to have any of that at the show. I don't think. I'm not 100% positive, but I don't think they will.
Okay.
I think it's just their online exclusive, as they call it.
No hints?
No hints.
No hints. Damn.
Because I can't do it. Like they have
Okay.
to do it. Yeah.
It's like
They
I
may
will
they
get
may
in trouble.
officially, disown me if I say something. So
So, what are other than Mondo? What are some of the other big companies coming for people who have not searched your online stuff, which is everywhere?
it's really a lot of indie companies, and I really tried to focus on indie companies that openly admit that they had, some inspiration from Masters of the Universe over the years. So you get like, Brutal Realms out there, the Four Horsemen are out there, Spiro's out there with Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Craig is bringing Cryptoids out there, which I think are really cool.
Oh yeah, I got a couple on pre-order.
Yeah, Ace and Ramen Toy is going to be out there. He's got his some cool like Masters compatible diorama backgrounds that he's made. Oh, let's see. Who am I forgetting? A Formo will be there with Emiliano Sant'Alachia. So they
Nice.
will be out there.
Love Formo.
Creative Beast will be there, and they've already announced that awesome 2-pack they have with their Sabretooth and female rider that bears some sort of resemblance to like Battle Cat and Tila. It's like I don't see it personally, but people claim that it looks like it. So yeah.
Curious.
I thought you'd laugh at that joke. Thanks for nothing. Now I feel like a complete loser. But they'll be out there. Tim and a giant. Why am I? Tim is going to kill me. Why am I blanking on his company?
No,
Giant Leap.
I do.
He will be out there.
I
with
know
his stuff.
that's Steve's MO, man.
Yeah, I was just like had a total brain fart there. I was like really embarrassed. They'll be out there. Oh my gosh, who am I forgetting? If I'm forgetting somebody, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to.
We put him on the spot.
Yeah, it's gonna be like really cool. A lot of people out there, a lot of cool stuff. A lot of vendors bringing the same thing you would kind of expect from our show in the past. Like we've always had the mentality of like we tell vendors, look, ideally we think it'd be awesome if you made like 50% of what you bring like He-Man and She-Ra focused, but it's your booth. You bring what you want because you know what you can sell to the audience as long as it's all ages accessible. So you're going to have plenty of vendors that have a mix and match of other 80s properties, 90s properties, things like that, some modern toys. You'll be able to find all that there too, in addition to just He-Man and She-Ra.
And I'm sorry, you cut out for a quick second there. Did you say there was like a percentage that they had to have in their booth or something?
No, we always make a suggestion of maybe 50%, just because it's a He-Man and She-Ra focus show and a lot of people are coming for that. But what sells best for you, and it's up to you to ultimately decide what you want to bring. As long as it's all ages accessible, it's the vendor's call. So you may have somebody show up that just sells Care Bears. I don't know. So.
Hey, I'm sure it would do fine. I'm sure it would do fine. That's funny. You know what? Sherwin actually copied here or commented here. I haven't talked to Sherwin in forever.
Sherwin's the man.
Yeah. He says, now I'm at PF Chang's with Crystal. Can't wait to see you guys in person. PowerCon.
I can't wait to see both him and Crystal. I love those guys. Yeah.
That is the most exciting thing is that, to get back to that California PowerCon vibe.
Yes.
And that, that is the thing that is most advantageous. I mean, I'm pretty excited about the Anti-Eternia He-Man.
Sure.
I'm not going to lie. But this that camaraderie and everything that we have there is it's the same thing with Legion's Con,
right?
Yep. The toys are great, the Four Horsemen are great, but it's the reunion that is the biggest part of that show, and hopefully we get the same thing at this one.
I would definitely say that I would love to claim that we inspired Legion's Con, but I don't think we did. I think it's just Legion's Con organically grew the way it did, and I think that I've never been. I want to go, but the vibe I see is, I think you're spot on. Like, it's that kind of camaraderie vibe. The one thing about Legions that I always wish we had at my show, we don't, which is the depth of like the custom community aspect of it. Like, I've always been surprised we haven't had more of that, because I really thought Masters would lean to that, but we never really have. People haven't done that in the abundance like you see with Mythic Legions.
Yeah, and that's actually kind of nuts, because I mean, we've always kind of described Legion's Con as kind of being that it's like a big art show,
Yeah.
And of course there's boxed toys and all that stuff too, but it really is like a big, like, hey, check out what I did. And there is a lot of crossover there too, because there are a lot of like Masters of the Universe type customs made out of Mythic Legions, and of course they did their homages as well. But yeah, seeing those types of things, so you do see a lot of like Masters stuff there. That would be, let's get some of those people to come over to PowerCon and show off their stuff, man.
Start doing straight up He-Man and She-Ra inspired like customs. I would love to have more of that craft community aspect of it. I've always pushed for that, but it's like you can't make something happen that just isn't organically there. So
right, yeah, and I get that, but yeah, that would be super cool. So all you,
but it works out pretty good for the customizers and artists that do show up my show, because they don't have a ton of competition, so they usually do pretty well. So
yeah, I've definitely seen some really cool stuff. Even when you were doing the general toy show, there was a lot of Masters of the Universe stuff still there, and lots of custom stuff, and of course imports and all that type of stuff too. But yeah, it's good. I'm just really excited. I like He-Man a little bit. Yeah, really? I got this thing, and and I miss all these people. I mean, I haven't seen some of these people in freaking years. Crystal and Sherwin's a good example. We see Jackie a lot now, but that's fine. We could see her more. Jackie actually came out to MesquiCon this year, so
nice.
We're it's just any reason now for these communities, these old people, like 50-year-old toy community,
oldsters,
just to get together and hang out, and it's nice because I guess we kind of look at you guys. I say you guys. I think you know what I mean when I say that, like the OGs of like PowerCon and stuff like that. Like, we kind of look to you guys as like, you were the one who started. We listened to your shows first. We kind of jumped in on, we jumped on the bandwagon after the fact. We're kind of like the 2.0.
2.0.
Yeah.
I view it as just people like, they have their reasons like why they weren't there at the very beginning. And I don't view it as like somebody who came later, it's just,
and that's obvious too, because what I was going to say is like,
your invite got lost in the mail and it took a while before you showed up.
So. That's what there it is. Well, the thing was, I didn't have a mailbox, and when I finally got it, you guys were like, yeah, come on in. I'm like, oh, sweet.
All this.
There's plenty of people that we go back in the community aspect of it, like 30 years ago. There was so many prevalent people back then, and they moved on to other things, and like you kind of wonder what happened to them. It's like there's just an ebb and flow. Like, people, like, their hobbies and their interests, like, evolve and transform over time, and it's like they may come back. I've had people dip back into it. Have they been gone for a while? You find out people had other commitments, especially when people start families. That was a big thing that changes like sort of the landscape. And then sometimes people get a break from families and they get to renew their hobbies, and then they get into it and they never were doing it before. They see this whole new world they hadn't discovered. It's pretty cool. I think, like with Legions and our show, it's one thing is we've always just tried to make it very, very inviting. Like, when you come to the show, you're not a stranger. Even if people don't know you, you're with people that are just like you. And all you got to do is be standing next to somebody at a table that you're interested in, and next thing you know, you're striking up a conversation about something you're interested in, and you do that multiple times, and then next thing you know, you're hanging out in the middle of the night in the lobby with the same group of people having a good time.
Then you're talking online and you're like, hey, next time, next year, this and that. You were gonna say something? Or you forget?
I forgot.
Okay.
Steve's not talking at all. Steve's
He was ready to go.
When do I get to speak?
Taking off here. You usually you know, I usually end up actually doing a lot more talking during these things, but Jeremy's like, he's pumped. Look at him.
We're talking about He-Man stuff, man. It's easy for me to just get all about it. But yeah.
So what has to happen for this show to be a success for you? Does it all rest on exclusives? Does it
success as in the show itself I deem successful, or success in the sense that another one will come next year?
I would say, since I'm selfish and I'm only worried about myself, what's going to make it be that so that it comes back next year?
So that, in fairness, is a real discussion that has happened multiple times behind the scenes. I think with me being me and the show having the reputation that it does, there's sort of an expectation about sort of the size and scale and scope of what to expect, right? So if we start shifting backwards repeatedly, I worry that sends a message of this franchise is failing or this community is failing. And that's a concern I have, whereas like I look at it and be like, okay, if I do this show again, if we don't have a Mondo exclusive, I would have to dial it back a little bit. You know, it just because that's something that the Mondo exclusive, not to burst anyone's bubble here, but the primary reason behind the Mondo exclusive is to enable Mondo to be there in the capacity they want to be there. So like, rather than, it's kind of like you might go, well, Val, why don't they just sell it themselves? They could, but instead they're selling it to us at a pretty good piece for themselves. And it allows us to handle all the logistics. We handle the sales, we handle the fulfillment, we handle the returns, we handle any customer service complaints. They don't have to deal with any of that. And then it allows us to pay for their way to be there. And then we get a little bit of gravy on top to put also back into the show and make it great. So if we don't have that exclusive next year, it kind of makes you wonder, okay, could Mondo still come? And then, you know, that little gravy that we lose, we then have to dial it back a little bit, because I don't want to, I'm not a snake oil salesman. I never have been one of those guys that just says great things because it's what people want to hear. And there's a lot of marketers that do that because they're there to move the product. But for me, it's not about that. It's about building an experience and a community. And in order to maintain that, you have to be just forthright and transparent about what to expect. And the reality there is that there is a finite number of people interested in coming to a He-Man and She-Ra show. That's just how it is. We've had growth every year for a He-Man and She-Ra show, but it's minute. It's a very minor amount year after year after year. It's not like, you know, I wish I could say like, oh, you know, our first year we had 500 people, then the next year we had 5,000. It does not go that way. It just doesn't. It's very small increments that it goes up. And so you have to be realistic about that, which is like, okay, there's this new movie, but just because there's a new movie, it didn't just create fans who want to run out to a convention. It just doesn't. For the overwhelming majority of people that watch that film, that is a popcorn flick that they watch for 2 hours and then they go back to their daily life and they don't think much more about it.
Sure.
That's just how it is. So anybody that you might pick up that might then come to a convention is going to be small in number. It's just the nature, especially from a geographical perspective. You know, most of the people that go to any convention, believe it or not, are in Mesquite Con. I have to assume it's the same way. It's the geographical location. You see a lot of locals. That makes up the predominant amount of your attendance.
Right.
Is that safe to say?
Oh yeah. A handful of people from around the way, but yeah, essentially I'd say 84% are local.
And that sounds about spot on.
Is that fair?
I would say most shows
40.
are kind of in the 80 to 90 percentile. Is the attendance is made up of the local radius of people that go. A big exception to that would be like San Diego Comic-Con, but even with San Diego Comic-Con, statistically speaking, it's around 50% of their attendance is still people from the San Diego area. So, you would think, oh, this is a recognized worldwide convention that everybody's got to go to. Yeah, it's still a lot of locals. It really is. So that's how it is for every show. So, there may be all these fans that would go to a convention. They're just not going to travel to it. So you then have to focus on, all right, how many people can we get in the area that will repeatedly come? And there is going to be most of your organic growth. And there's only going to be a small growth factor there. So it's just something where I would say, like with any show, what will make it successful is word of mouth. If people come to the show and they have a great time, the best thing you can do for the show, and the best thing that would help me if you want me to do another show, is to tell everybody what a great time you have. Post pictures, post videos, tell people about it, encourage them to come, just like you would with Legion's Con, because that's what drives people to come, that interaction with people. Well, hey, my friend Jeremy and Steve, they said to go. I really value what they have to say. I should check it out. That's really what it takes. No amount of advertising on anything is going to make you go somewhere, unless it's you're really hungry and it's a pizza commercial and pizza sounds good, but that's just how it works. Word of mouth is the biggest advertiser that you can get and the biggest incentive to help the show continue. So there you go. That's a really long-winded way to say, that the thing that can make the show do well and come back next year is for everybody, if they had a great time, to sing about it from the top of the roof, top of the mountains.
From the top of Grayskull.
Top of Grayskull, baby.
Absolutely.
By the top of Jeremy's beard.
This thing's, I don't know if anybody wants to be in this thing, man. I mean, I wash it like twice a month, but
you could put a popsicle in there for later. You pull it out.
Oh yeah. I found some stuff from 2006 in here the other day. I will say that there are people.
Hey,
I think Steve's nodding off from all the vodka. He's like, he seems to be.
Oh man, I tell you what, it's a good thing I got a high tolerance.
I was gonna say, you've gotten quieter since you drank it. I will say, I mean, we got people that are really excited about this show that I've talked to anyway, and a lot of it is also being able to, drive there and
yeah.
It's a good location for us Midwesterners and stuff. Not everybody can go all the way out to California and stuff.
No,
like that. So,
no.
Keeping that in, closer to at least our neighborhood is pretty sweet.
It's crazy that I still get people. Well, it's not crazy. Let me rephrase that. It's astonishing to me that I still get people that are mad that we're not in California still. And like when we make a post, they'll be like, if it's not in California, this is not a real MOTUFest or PowerCon. It's like, really? It's like it's at one time I'm flattered that it means that much to them that they want the show to be back there. But at the same time, it's like, come on, that we were in California. We did 8 shows. There's only so many times you can keep having the same guest before the guests start to see lower returns and they get tuckered out. And the attendees are only coming at that point just to see each other. It's time to move it to a new location and put up stakes here for a little bit. And plus, Mike and Jay now are doing MOTUniverse out there. Like we weren't there. They had no reason to suspect we were coming back. They said we want to do it. So there is a California show now. If you want to have one, and I encourage people to go that, because now that they have done it, they're going to keep doing it. I'm not going to go back and do a He-Man show. I'm not saying I won't go to California and do a show. It just won't be a He-Man show. Oh. But because I've already established a huge vendor list out there. I've already established a lot of relationships. I don't want that to die. I think there's a lot of potential there, but it wouldn't be a He-Man if I come back. So if you want a He-Man show, MOTUniverse is working to continue to build theirs. I would encourage people to check that out. And if you've never had the opportunity to go all the way out to the West Coast, well, MOTUFest is your chance, hopefully, to get a taste of what we've been doing all these years.
And someday we will have MOTUFest in my backyard. So
that sounds awesome, man. Especially as like cookout style, and we have horseshoes that we're playing, and
it's gonna be fun.
I would definitely go to that.
That's it, Val. You're invited to MOTUFest.
I did. It's just us. It's like.
Hope you don't mind us kind of stealing your name.
That's fine. Go for it. I like it. I officially endorse this.
Nice. We did it. We made it, Steve.
There we go. There we go.
I mean, if you actually did it, I would seriously promote this on social media.
Oh my God. Don't make me. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm trying to make you do it.
Great. Here we go. No, I'm excited about this. Why would I say a negative thing? Yes, let's do it. MOTUFest 2028.
You're like 2037.
Yeah, I gotta think. So your plan for the spring, you're going to be doing just the toy show. Is that going to be in Ohio as well?
That is also going to be in Ohio. Yes.
Okay. Same venue or?
No, not the same venue.
Okay.
I cannot say yet because we have not signed the contract.
Okay. But I'm just your plan.
It's a good venue. It's a good venue. It's not the one I originally wanted to be at. I will tell you the one that we were in negotiations with, and eventually it just didn't work out, which is the Galt House in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a really awesome hotel. It's sort of like the official hotel of the Kentucky Derby. It's a pretty slick place for anybody that knows it, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. They didn't have they had everything was in place, just not the dates we needed. So like then when we looked at the dates we needed, they would try to put us in a meeting space that just didn't work. Gotcha. So it just was just jumping back and forth, and it just didn't work out. So, but the venue we're talking to now is perfect. And I will also mention, if anybody who does not know this yet, another reason to come to MOTUFest is if you get bored. I don't know how you can get bored with nonstop He-Man and She-Ra, and also right? Come on, the Podcasters of the Universe are going to be there. My wife is going to kill me. Is going to be there. That's enough reason for you to be there all day long. But if you don't come to that yet, you get bored. Nathan and their crew are doing Horror Hound, 20 minutes northeast of us, at the Sharonville Convention Center. And if you like horror shows, you can go spend part of the day there. You can come to our show for Saturday. You go there for Sunday, vice versa. There's so much, like, you can double down. You get your horror show one day, you get your He-Man show another day. I'm pretty excited about that. I know people coming to the show that are doing that. Literally, they're going to go spend some time there, and they're really, really stoked that they can enjoy two shows on the same weekend. So, and
I feel terrible because I don't think I've even heard of that convention. I literally live with like a super huge horror fan. Laura's a huge horror fan.
Horror Hound's one of the big hitters. They've been around for a long time.
Wow. Yeah. I bet you she knows about it. She's probably going to yell at me. I've been wanting to go there for years. You. Sorry, honey.
So the spring show, I'm going to state probably the obvious here, is basically going to be return to form of the last two PowerCons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Those are fun.
Those were fun.
Those are fun. I spent a lot of money on those shows.
We've been to a few of your shows, and we've never not had fun.
So it kills me that I couldn't do it for 2 years, and I really killed a lot of amazing momentum that had been built. If we had not stopped, I am 100% confident we would have been one of the, if not the premier indie toy show plus mid-tier company toy show in the United States. But life doesn't always play ball like that. So I kind of have to go back and take a couple steps back and start it back over again. And I'm also going to be bringing comic books into it. And it's going to be a comic book and toy show. And some people might be confused on that. But I was sitting there the other day, and I'm just like, why? Originally, I didn't want to bring comics in because I felt that, oh, gosh, there's too many comic shows. But then as time has gone over the past 10 years, shows that call themselves comic shows don't nearly have many comics at them anymore.
No, we had
Yeah.
to reach out for when we were doing MesquiCon. I had to like reach out to a few people, like, can you please bring some comics? Because there were people like
Yeah.
asking about comics. And I'm just
No,
making sure you guys are bringing them, man.
we don't have I'm going to come back to this for a reason, explain to you why, but we had one guy this year reach out because he didn't know what MOTUFest was. And when I told him, he's like, "Oh, okay, I don't think it's a good fit. You know, we do comics." I was like, "No, please come." You know, it's like, please, you would be the only comic only vendor there. I think you would be surprised at how well you did. And he's like, "Well," he's like, "that makes sense." But he's like, "There's another show I was looking at." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. We'll keep us in mind for next time if this doesn't work out." But the other thing is, like, I have worked professionally in the comic book industry for 25 years. Do you know how many people I know?
Right.
Like, yeah, it's like I was thinking, why am I not doing this? There's so many creators that I get to have come out to the show that it's like for us old schoolers that oldsters that we be into, like these names that we know and love that grew up on comics and whatnot. So I was thinking, man, why? Yeah, now's the time. So I'm going to start pulling some of that into PowerCon.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You've been, I mean, obviously working on comics. Was the first stuff the Motu stuff in early 2000s, or was there stuff before that?
The very first thing I ever worked on, I believe, was something for Chaos Comics, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like a Purgatory issue or something.
It was Megadeth.
And then after that, I started getting work at Marvel. Yeah, Masters came like 2 years later when I chased down the license to do it. No. So no, it's I just I literally have a Absolute Batman cover up on my computer that I gotta go finish up as soon as we're done.
I was gonna say, and some people don't even you still work on comic like that. That's your thing, man.
Yeah, mostly a lot of cover content these days is what I've been doing. You know, I finished up a Marvel project, and then I did a couple things on Invincible. Well, actually, it was a Battle Beast miniseries, and then yeah, the Absolute Batman's been a lot of fun. It's Ken Lashley. His art is amazing. But you know, tons of fun there, and it's kind of cool because once people have heard I'm back in the game, I've had some people reaching out, which I was surprised by that. Like, hey man, I heard you were doing stuff again. I was like, well, I never really stopped, but it's like the stuff this is more high profile now. So
yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Congrats on that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back to doing more of that. It's especially now that the toy stuff has really slowed down with like Hasbro and whatnot, because it's like there's just not as much work to go around anymore, and there's so many people out there hungry for work, and then there's like some people are pushing AI stuff, which I get.
Yeah, that's a sore subject.
Dude, the irony of this too is like, you see people like, I obviously am not a fan of doing AI art. And then I see like these comic book shops that are out there like promoting events for artists and using AI like,
art
images to promote it. It's like, what are you doing?
It's like that hurts me as a mediocre artist myself, seeing these people do these things and promote stuff. I mean, there's even like local bands around town doing, like, you could literally make your own flyer, and here you are, you're gonna
yes.
And yeah, I get it's easy and it looks neat.
It looks neat, but it all looks the same.
It all looks the same. It's got
at least for now. In 10 years, we won't know the difference between anything. But
no kidding.
We're all plugged
10 years
into
will
the
probably be
Matrix at that
dead.
point.
The robots will have taken over. But
no,
10 years, we're gonna realize that we're robots.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Dang. Oh, that's awesome. So,
anything controversial you want to ask? I think we might have touched all the controversial things. I don't know.
I know. I'm trying to think of some hard ones here, man. Anybody in the comments there? You guys want to ask Val a question? He's here now.
Yeah. Ask me whatever you want.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as it's all ages friendly.
So, I take it. You don't know our buddy Nick Galatzine? He played He-Man in the most recent Masters of the Universe movie.
Yeah.
We tried to get him to come out. He was
Oh, you
busy.
did?
No,
We're friends with him.
we're totally friends
I
with
don't
him.
think he's friends with us,
right.
but we are friends with him.
Yeah, he doesn't know about it yet, but
I did.
so I mean, if you want, we could probably shoot him your way.
Hey, I don't have any movie guest, and I'll be completely forthright about why. I was reached out to by multiple agents for multiple actors from the film, but it wasn't like it wasn't like Tila and He-Man and Skeletor and Man-at-Arms. It was like everybody else around them. Sometimes I was reached out to by multiple the different agents, all supposedly representing the same person. I don't know how that works. I was like, wait a minute, I just heard from this person and said they rep them. What's going on? The problem is that the majority of them are in the UK, and so not to ruin sort of the movie magic of running shows, but for anybody who doesn't know this, typically when you have celebrity talent, there's some caveats that come with this, and it's not because they're divas, it's not because they think their poop doesn't stink or whatever. It's simply that they may be a fan, they may want to come, but they're also running a business and they're trying to capitalize on the success and the popularity they have on something, because they don't want to be working for the rest of their life. They want to have some money in the bank, even if it's like $20. So
Sure.
they want to do what they can. So all their expenses have to be covered, and the flights usually have to be premier flights, not stuck in the back of cargo holds the plane. You usually have to, you have to make sure all their travel is compensated. You have to make sure typically a lot of times their food is compensated. A lot of them on top of that, you might have to pay for an assistant to be there to specifically handle them during the show and be their runner. A lot of them have what's called a guarantee, which is they expect to make X amount of money if they're going to take their entire weekend to be there, and with their autograph and signature sales. And if they don't hit that amount, you have to make up the balance of it. So having celebrity talent can be very, very expensive. And the higher the billing it is for the person in terms of their notoriety, the more expensive it gets. I mean, there's some celebrity talent out there now that go to conventions and they have guarantees for the weekend of $100,000.
Holy shit. Wow.
I could never have somebody that has $100,000 guarantee.
Right.
It just is not.
Think, we have another convention close to home here in Grand Rapids Comic-Con, and they're not like A-list, but we got some B, C-list celebrities in there.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Calrissian.
Oh, that is true. They did. We did
big ones.
Oh, yeah. Billy D. Williams is coming out.
Yeah,
yep.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
he's gonna have any Colt 45 with him. That would be awesome. Actually,
that would be super awesome.
Like I would get a picture of him with holding Colt 45 from the old promotional ads. Like that would be awesome to me. But to go back to it, like a lot of these people are. Sorry, I'm getting inundated with text messages too. I'm trying to ignore them. You have that expense, and then when you factor in that it's international flight, it's pricey. And by the time I heard from all these agents, we had pretty much already allocated all of our guest budget. So it's just something where we don't have any of the movie talent simply because it was too late for us. There also, prior to the movie too, there's usually like an embargo on them making appearances anywhere. The movie companies and stuff really keep control on that. There's usually a strict PR schedule that a lot of talent has to do and adhere to, so they're not free to go make whatever public appearance they want. But once the film is out there and things are done and there's no NDA concerns about that sort of stuff, then the leash is sort of off. But by that time for us, we'd already planned most of our guests and allocated money to it. So, when we heard from these people, if we had heard from them like 6 months ago, we would have some of the movie talent at our show. But even if we would have had to really pick and choose given the whole international flight aspect of it. So, and the other thing I don't want to do is I personally don't want to do crowdfunding to pay for something, because I think that for my show would send the message that there is a financial concern for this show. Like this show is not able to stand on its own feet with attendance, so now it has to do a Kickstarter, right? It's and that's just, it's something where like I wouldn't really be able to offer anything in return other than just the I guess the happy feeling you have inside knowing that you contributed to getting
Right.
talent there, right?
Well,
It's different from an exclusive where you are legitimately getting something that's really cool and a collectible, and then you have the option to resell it if you want. And then the little bit of cash we get off the top of it just goes back to helping out the show. But I just don't want to do the crowdfunding aspect. I think that would make it feel like we're going backwards, I think.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I totally get your point, but it also could prove a point that the fans are totally into it if they're willing to crowdfund it. So,
Sure.
You know, it could. I think that's kind of a double-edged sword.
It is. I agree. Yeah, it's but then it's like, then if I do it one time too, then I'm gonna be constantly tempted to go back to that well, right? And what if you get to a point then where you're so reliant on it, where people get tired of doing it and then it fails? That,
Oh,
you know,
Vile's asking for more money for his show.
oh, Vile Stables, these, making that fat stack of cash to go buy another Porsche. Yep, that's what he's up to.
You got 3 of those now, right?
Oh, I got 30. I'm trying to compete with Jerry Seinfeld at this point, man.
There you
I'm up there.
go.
Yeah, I'm going all in. So
That is funny.
no,
What
it's a, like you said, Steve. It's a double-edged sword, and it's I see the pros of it, but the optics of it are just not something that I personally want to do. If there's ever a really, really good reason for it, and I feel that I could give a really meaningful reward for it, then yeah, then I probably would definitely consider it. But just to make sure that we could have a guest, that's kind of like the same risk you're supposed to be taking by having them out there in the first place, which is like, if you think you have enough people to pay for their autographs, then you should have that covered by the attendance being there. So
Right.
it's a flip flop, it's the upfront money is definitely the guarantee cushion you need. But it's just not, it's a concern I have, about doing it. I'm not poo-pooing on it for anybody else. It's just for me, that's what I wrestle with when it comes to doing it.
You could start small, just get Adam's roommate for like $50.
Oh yeah, what was it, Hussein or something? Yeah, the dude with the earrings and stuff.
$50. Wow.
Yeah, let's get him $50.
That guy's a steal.
You got to start small, right? He played a role, so I mean, Val we'll see someday.
And then watch that be like the coolest guest we ever had, in terms
Right.
of like just
Everyone
hanging
loves
out with everybody,
hanging out
having a good time. Because at the end of the day, that's a big part of it, right? You have the people that are the celebrity chasers that want the photo ops or whatever, but then there's the celebrities that they're just freaking cool people,
Yeah.
and you don't give a crap about what they were in. You just had so much fun hanging out with them and talking to them that you are so excited to see them again because of the relationship. And yeah,
Which is what it's going to be like for these people to meet me and Steve in person.
I can tell everybody firsthand, it's exactly what it will be like. You will come back to my shows just to see Jeremy and Steven, but then they're gonna want a guarantee, and then I gotta do first class plane tickets, and I gotta I gotta throw rose petals down in front of them every they walk.
I like roses.
I will guarantee that if anybody meets Jeremy DeWitt, you will get the best hug.
Oh
you've
yes,
ever gotten.
I got you. What somebody asked it here. They said, "What's the PO2 guarantee?" Oh, Scott Baker. What's the PO2 guarantee? I guarantee that I'm going to give you the best hug you ever got.
Yep.
Wait, is there more than one Scott Baker, by the way? Because somebody posted in one of my threads like, "Oh, Scott Baker's going, but he doesn't know it yet." And I'm like, Scott Baker has a booth. Well, I'm confused.
Yeah, no, I think there are 2.
Okay, all right.
I think there are 2,
Okay.
at least 2 out there. Unless Scott's like got 2 different accounts or something, but I don't know.
That's great. He's got multiple personalities. That's fantastic.
So that could be your guarantee. If you ever do the crowdfunding thing, they can have a date with me and Steve out there.
That's the big reward.
Yeah, we'll put
You
that
have to
up.
go on a date with 100 people.
Yeah. You can take us out to dinner. We ain't paying. You're paying for us, but we'll do it. Val will do that for you. So,
Man, that is very generous of you. Sir.
that's the PO2 guarantee. That's so stupid. Oh my goodness.
So do you have any more hard-hitting questions?
No, and that's
Jeremy?
I'm seeing if anybody here. I don't think that I have any off the top of my head. Anything else you want to divulge to us?
I don't think there's really anything. We're gonna have and I gotta give Tom Brisky. If anybody doesn't know Tom Brisky, a lot of people call him Brysky, but it's actually Brisky. Just think brisket every time you meet him from now on. I called him Brysky for 10 years until he finally corrected me. I was like, why didn't you tell me how to say your name right?
Oh, we were ruining it on the show too, and finally I'm like, dude, how do you pronounce your name? I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, it's come on. Well, he's like a plethora of ideas, and he's been like helping and submitting a lot of things. So yeah, we got our t-shirts, but one thing that we're gonna have also is we're gonna have MOTUFest merit badges. So you know you can purchase merit badges to show your accomplishments from the show. You know,
I like that.
like like for example, one of them is saw Return of Faker. You know, is like
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah. We're gonna have there's gonna be why don't you tell people this, Jeremy? Because I told you about it. What are you guys doing every hour at your booth?
Oh, there's going to be some giveaways.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Mr. Home Arcade.
Yes, Home Arcade. He's going to be having us do some giveaways, some Motu stuff on the top of the hour every hour, right?
Yeah, Mr. Home Arcade. He is
Home Arcade.
He donated a bunch of stuff. He man, that guy is crazy generous. He was like, "All right, Val, I'm gonna hook you up with like $1,000 of tours," and I was like, "No, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, please don't do that." And like I gave him a very modest shopping budget, which is already way enough, and he got us a toy for every hour on the hour except for opening and closing hours. And yeah, you guys will be announcing a winner on a raffle that you can buy a raffle ticket for $1 a pop. You can buy as many as you want. It just goes into like helping the show. And then we on every hour the team here that you're listening to will be where's Pete at? You know, everybody will be calling out a winner for a different prize that you can go collect from the PO2 / my wife is going to kill me table setup where the announcements will be happening. And then we also will be having if you hunt around and find them, we are doing the badge ribbons.
Ooh.
To collect for your badge. Now, if you bought a day wristband, you're out of luck. You know, I guess unless you just want to collect ribbons. But for people with badges, there will be, I think, 8 different locations to find that they have free badge ribbons that you can ask for to collect to stick onto your badge.
Those are always fun.
And then lastly, there's going to be a Lukey contest. There will be throughout the vendor room and potentially potentially through the convention center, little Lukies that are hidden. And if you can come to us and tell us where you find all of them, then you get a free prize.
So,
and
I'm not going to
get
be
too excited, but it's a tiny, fun little prize. It's nothing crazy. So,
still fun, super fun.
It's just something fun to do. Find that Lukey. So we're just doing a little more interactivity type stuff just to make it more engaging and fun and just give a reason for people to communicate with each other and interact. So
awesome. We got a question from Maddie Delight. Said, what's the one guest that you wanted to get for MOTUFest but you couldn't?
A guest?
Yep.
There's 3. Without a doubt. One was we tried every year without fail to get John Irwin. I mean, we knew that John. I mean, unfortunately, he's passed away, but it's been like a year and a half now. We all knew that John or Mr. Irwin did not do public appearances very often. And so I knew there would probably be a snowball's chance in heck of him ever being a guest. And like I kept trying. I tried to the point where Alan Oppenheimer literally responded to me and said, "Val, you have to let this go."
Oh,
Yeah, he's just not going to do it. And Alan was being as nice about it as possible. And he was even when Alan Oppenheimer is telling you to drop it.
Yeah, when Skeletor tells you,
yes,
you listen.
you gotta let it go. And I threw a ridiculous number his way through his agent, and he was like, "Nope." I said, I will give you this much if this is your one and only convention appearance you do. But he just wasn't interested. And then the other two in particular, Frank Langella. But I spoke with Frank Langella's agent, and he said that Frank is very honored, but he just is not doing any appearances for the foreseeable future for this type of engagement. I was like, okay, I respect that. And the other one is Dolph Lundgren. Tom Brisky was hatching a plan to try to get Dolph there, and it seemed like it might have legs, but unfortunately we couldn't get all the pieces in place to make it work. So it's one of those things where like maybe not this year, but maybe in the future I'd like to have Dolph Lundgren.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, there's also some people, I don't want to say their names because I want to keep this to myself. I don't want anybody else going out there and trying to find them. But there's some other people involved in the toy history of He-Man that I would like to have as guests, just because I know on a panel they would have so many stories to tell. So there's one name in particular. I'm not going to say who it is, but I've been trying. I literally, he's like works at a big company now, and his secretary will not let me get through to him. Yeah, like the last time I called her like 2 years ago, I called and then I said hello, and she goes, "Hi, Val," and I was like, all right. I can see where this is going now. So, yeah.
But they know it's Val Staples, right?
That's not in a good way. It's like, here's that annoying guy that's trying to get him to come to a convention again. So, yeah.
It's like me in the early days of trying to get all these podcast guys to be my friend. Like, will you be my friend? Fine. They finally give in.
It's the other thing that's kind of like, I guess because we're oldsters. I can sit here and jaw with you guys for hours, but I know we got to wrap this up at some point here. But I'm glad that we were able to do the show when we did it and have a lot of the guests that we had, knowing that now, we'll never get some of them. Like, Mark Taylor, I'm glad we had him as many times as we did. I'm glad we got to have Roger Sweet one time. I'm glad that we had Larry DiTilio and Earl Norham and oh my gosh, I'm
Rudy?
blanking on all the
Rudy.
there's a lot of
Abreu,
others,
right?
and my brain's not working. But it's
Can you
like,
hear
they our heroes aren't going to be here forever.
No.
Right.
No. And
Yeah.
then the whiter my beard gets, the more I realize that, all my heroes their beards are whiter, man.
Well, and that's another thing I tried to tell people that wrote and would lament year after year of like, oh man, I hope to make it one year. I hope to make it one year. And I would just tell them, I was like, look, I understand everybody has reasons why they can't. It's you have family responsibilities or your work, or it's just not financially doable. And I respect that 100%. But I will say, every year might be your last opportunity to meet somebody that is there at the show that you might want to see.
Yeah, we were very lucky in 2019. We got to meet Mark Taylor and get pictures with him and all that stuff. His wife was a freaking gem too, and
Rebecca is awesome.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, I had a really good conversation with Mark. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's something we'll remember that forever.
Mark would let anybody chat him up, and he would just talk, and that guy. I mean, he brought the goods, right? I mean, he backed up everything he claimed or had to say, and he was chock full of information. So it was always just a fantastic opportunity once you get to talk to Mark Taylor.
Plus, it was pretty interesting that Roger Sweet was there that year too. So we all kept like peeking around the corner, like, are they going to throw down?
Oh man, Roger was. It took some convincing to get him out there. I had tried a couple of times before, and all that stuff. No offense to Corey and Roger, but all the drama that had been stirred up with how they constructed the Toy Masters documentary. Roger didn't want to come because he thought that like Mark was going to beat him up. Like he thought that like there was this, like they had been led to believe all this stuff. And like I asked Mark about it. I said, Mark, how do you feel about if Roger comes? He's like, I don't care. He's like, yeah, it's fine if he comes. And I told Roger that I was like, look, I talked to Mark. Mark is fine if you're there, And it's like, and he finally did it, and he had an amazing time. And like he was smiles the whole weekend, and so many people went up to talk to him. And I think that year he had the bong catchphrase, and and it was so great
from the Toys That Made Us.
Yeah. That was a fun thing there because I got to witness his panel, Roger Sweet's panel.
That was 19. Yeah, that was 19.
Which Danielle Galerter was the moderator for. And I could tell they needed to wrap it up because the next panel was coming in and he would not quit talking, which was funny.
Right.
And awesome because he was so enthusiastic. And I was like, this is great. But it was really, I had a lot of anxiety for Danielle, who was trying to
politely wrap it up.
Did she break out the hook at one point and just kill it? Like
I think she did. Yeah, she had to after many tries to do it diplomatically, and it was very, very fun to watch.
Luckily, she has her very steeped and tenured theatrical background, where I think she knows how to deal with stage actors that hog the spotlight. So
Gary's actually watching this, and he asked, does Val know about the Mondo set? Did I miss this if you talked about it? Oh, the 2-pack.
Yeah, we had talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Thanks, Gary, for not showing up to listen to what was said.
Val doesn't know if it's going to physically be there, but it will be available online.
Yeah, I really don't think they're going to have any for sale there. The Ice Armor, He-Man, and Fire Armor Skeletor. I think it's online only. They might have a physical sample on display just to look at, maybe, but I don't think they'll have anything for sale. Like we had mentioned earlier, they do have one more exclusive that they will be selling at the show that has not been announced as of right now.
Man, that's so exciting. What is it? What do you think it is?
I can't tell you.
I know you can't. I'm looking at
okay, so I can guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
give me a guess.
I'm guessing it's going to be a variant of something. So
I think that's probably fair.
What has been released?
Oh, you're saying my show's not special enough to have its own unique tool? Oh. Thanks, Steve.
I'm not saying Thanks. That. No, I'm just guessing that would make the most sense because the tooling would have to already be done.
It does make the most sense.
So, I mean, what do we got? What do we got in the works? We've got a Tila in the works. She's, so maybe they're far ahead. Maybe it could be a snake armor Tila or a green goddess. We could do a different type of man-at-arms.
I was going to say man-at-arms. I like to do snake man-at-arms.
We got a different Clothel probably wouldn't have a variant that
probably
I could
not.
Yeah, Clothel. Yeah, no. I can tell you that. I'll rule that one out for you.
Yeah. So, what else?
We got Skeletor
and there's a plethora of He-Man and Skeletor variants.
Right. I was going to say Wonder Bread.
Yeah, Wonder Bread He-Man, but I don't think they would do two He-Mans. Like we're already getting Anti-Eternia He-Man.
That is true.
So I would err on the side of a Skeletor variant.
Disco.
Disco Skeletor, interesting.
Disco Skeletor.
And we all know how Mondo with the 1/6 scale line, they love to do those Matubi.
Oh, that's true. They do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, crazy colored stuff.
Yep.
So it could be,
that
disco or something like that, or
okay.
I don't know.
Could be.
It's just me.
All right. Could be a 12-incher too, though.
It could be. That's on.
No, I think it's a 112.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Yep. We're whittling it down.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a 112.
Okay.
There's an Orko in the mix.
Oh,
because Orko comes with.
I will also help you eliminate it by say they're not going to debut a character there for the first time as an exclusive. They're not going to do that. So. You're in the territory that it will be a variant of some sort.
See, they don't.
We listen. We hear what you guys.
They don't call us slightly intelligent for no reason.
Now that I've done all this talking, there's probably an email waiting for me saying, "Oh yeah, Val, bad news. Yeah, we won't be having that exclusive after all." So.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We were watching you guys talk about it. We decided against it.
Yeah,
I'm such a big fan of that line. I can tell you that I will be at. Oh well, that's the first place I'm going is to try to see what's going on there.
That would be pretty exciting.
Well, luckily we put Mondo in a place that the line can go all the way down the side and not get in anybody's way. So we're in good position. That was one thing we learned about over the years is you have to allow for where you're going to have your line formations and make sure you place people. Because like you remember the one year it was I think it was 2021. And Mondo had an exclusive, and it was out of control because we had not realized they were going to have one, and there was no, like Paul Justice, Big Paul. He was down there like, managing all these people, get them in order and getting them wrangled up, and like it was just kind of crazy. So,
yeah, you're going to have to manage their line. You're probably going to have to manage the Horsemen's line. They usually have a big line.
Yeah, the Horsemen are you guys are sitting directly across from the Four Horsemen. So,
lucky them.
Yeah, they're anchored on the other corner from where Mondo is, so they have a place to line. The only one I'm worried about is I don't know what the line's going to be like for Creative Beast for that 2-pack, because I don't know since it's not an official He-Man product; it's just an homage thing. I don't know if there will be a line or not, but I know there's not that many of them, and it's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago, and that thing looks pretty badass.
I told David, I was like, look, I don't get a lot of stuff, but please put one of those aside for me. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm obviously going to pay for it, but
right. What does your toy collection look like these days, Val?
Oh, I can show you.
Yeah, we're here. Everybody's watching. They're curious.
Let's see. Man, hold on to your britches.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make you stand up.
Here it comes. You ready? All right.
It'd be like one big here.
There it is, guys. That's it.
I love it.
Well,
big time.
I love it.
Wow.
You're way better off than we are.
Look at how much room for expansion you have.
Exactly.
Everyone thinks like I hear that all the time. They're like, man, you must have the most awesome He-Man collection. And I'm like, yeah, I had a great collection once upon a time, not anymore. So, yeah.
Does that hurt? Because
it does. It's like, but I did what I felt was the right thing. I sold the stuff off to take care of bills that got they weren't my fault. They got shoved on my shoulder, and it's like, and it's one of those things where it's like I just don't do it anymore because it's kind of painful. It's like the idea of like selling off my childhood He-Man collection was really hard. That was the thing that really killed. So I don't think I can. I only have one vintage He-Man figure, and it was a gift from Daniel Benedict, and it's Too Bad, carded Too Bad. So that's the only vintage He-Man that I have.
Wow, that's crazy. And I look at my stuff and go, you know what? If I just didn't do this, I could probably have 30 Porsches.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, man. It was. I saw that meme like online. It was I forgot the guy's name, but it's like he's like going, oh my, or no, that's not Judge Takei. It was some guy. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. It's like the average person spends like $800 a year on their hobby.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah. Toy collectors are a different breed, man.
No, we're nuts. Kids tuition, nah.
I would say overall, though, you still have a passion and a love for toys, or else you wouldn't be doing these things, right?
I gotta tell you, like, the one great thing about doing the toy books with Pixel Dan is being able to go to people's homes and being able to, pick up these items and check them out and experience them, and realize, okay, I still have the ability to enjoy these. They just aren't in my possession. And it's also fun to see the passion on other people's faces about stuff that they like, and you sort of absorb that by, it's like a vicarious type thing. And that's really enjoyable. And like when I go to like conventions and walk around, it's like memory lane. You get to go check out all this stuff, but I realize, you know what, I don't have to have it. Well, I mean, I don't have anywhere for it and I can't afford it, but it's, especially now, the prices, oh my God. But
yeah, they're getting a little crazy.
Oh, they're a little crazy, but it's so cool to go around and see this stuff. And it's like a lot of people I know that are in a similar boat as me, where they walk around, it's you got to be careful, because you walk around and you're like, I'm just here to look, I just want to check it out. But then there's that one thing you see that you weren't expecting. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man,
That's
I
what I'm
really
scared
want
of.
that. Yep. Next thing you know, you're walking out to your car with it, and then it has all begun like Lay's potato chips, So.
Jennifer Sykes here actually says, my Classics New Adventures He-Man belong to Val and her maps.
Oh,
So there you
really?
go. Look at that.
Man, that's I sold all of those off to pay for something that was planned. I tell you what, man, talk about selling that stuff at the wrong time. I remember it's like, oh man, somebody told me, they're just like, yeah, you should sell it. Like, if you're gonna raise money, like, it's your stuff. Everyone's gonna like, pay top dollar for it. I was like, you think? And they're like, yeah. And the amount of money that I made on these eBay sales didn't cover the original cost of the figures.
Oh my God.
And now Classics figures costs are like, broop. So
yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, now you can't even get these figures anymore. They're so pricey.
No.
Oh, that is crazy.
So Maddie Delight says, can you ask Val? Yes,
No.
I can, and I will. Is there any chance that Pixel Dan might be at MOTUFest?
Oh man. I guess I might as well let the cat out of the bag on this one. So Dan has purposely not said anything. I think he's waiting for me to say something because he doesn't want to be the bad guy. Dan is not going to be there. And the reason being is that his family had already planned a vacation a year ago that they're all going on, and they could not change the dates. Like, it was not something he was responsible for. That said, it's quite possible Dan might be there in another form, or another way of communication. So he may just not have a physical embodiment on the show floor.
So you won't be able to tackle him, but you're
You
gonna
won't be able to
see
tackle
him.
him. You won't be able to hug him. You won't give him smooch. You won't have to call the authorities. It's like, it's all good.
Well, interesting. That's something.
Yeah, that is something.
And maybe if this show happens again the next year, he won't have a family vacation.
Right.
This was an oddity, like that this worked out the way. Dan, no, trust me, Dan is super, super sad, because so many people we know are going to be there that have not been to a show in a while. So.
Yeah, I can see that would bum me out for sure, but Val's going to be there, so that's all that matters.
I'm no Pixel Dan early though. I mean, that's like that's like going to like somebody's house and expecting Oreos and they give you Hydrox. It's like it's not the same, man.
I've been there, man. Yeah, it's not the same. You can dip it in the milk and everything. That still tastes like Hydrox.
Sherwin75 says we're gonna have Force Ghost Pixel Dan.
Force Ghost Pixel Dan.
The spirit of Pixel Dan.
I was just gonna say the spirit of Pixel Dan.
So I guess I'll spill the beans too. Dan usually MCs the cosplay contest, so this year it's going to be a Geek Dad Life. Jay Glatfelter, it's going to be MCing it.
Oh, cool!
Right.
Good.
Unless he did mention something to me about Griffin Newman, and so I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. So like, I don't know. Maybe Jay's got something cooking. I don't know, but it's like Griffin. Griffin's awesome. So he's out doing. I can't say what, but he's out filming a TV series right now. But he will be back and he'll be coming to the show. So yeah.
Awesome. Good deal. Anybody else got any questions for Val?
Anything at all, even if you think it's a
Yeah.
difficult or controversial question, you can ask me.
Yeah, he ain't scared.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, sometimes people want to ask me things that, they've wondered about or they think might offend me or whatever. It's like, now's the chance to do it. Like, I try to make myself pretty accessible, and, if there's something.
There was some stuff that I probably would have danced around before, and maybe it's because I also know you a little better too. But I feel like you've always been very open and willing to talk. And if you weren't able to talk about the subject, much like you have today, you have a wonderful way of dancing around it. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's some things are, if it's a sensitive topic, or if it's, a legal thing, or if it's like you sign a non-disclosure, or if you just don't want to talk somebody else's business,
right?
It's like it's just a respectful thing, or the obligated thing to go around it. So, it's I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like one of the most controversial things I think about me would be like, when Emiliano and I were on the outs for a number of years, but Emiliano and I have been good friends again now for, oh goodness, 4 years. I mean, I literally was talking to him this morning. It just, it's like sometimes you have to get past some hurdles in life, and then you get right back to where you were and just keep on chugging. So,
yeah. And that is crazy. I actually had completely forgotten about that. But yeah, that was kind of the talk of the community for a minute there.
It's just things evolve and things happen. But the important thing is, being willing to, or being able to apologize, being able to have remorse and personal growth, and
sure.
Allowing everybody the flexibility to become who they are, and it's like, and accept that and be respectful of that, and just have the maturity to move with that, and keep going.
Absolutely. That being said, what are the chances that you guys will ever have a roast Google reunion? Is that ever something that could be on the table, or at least for an episode, maybe?
So was it Rob Bass? Somebody sent a group text, or was it Eamon? Maybe Eamon did it. It was like somebody sent a group text to a bunch of us saying that it would be fun to do it, to talk about the movie. I don't know. It's like, because it's something where we don't have a channel for it. I don't know if we have an audience anymore for it.
You send us the recording, we'll put it out on POTU.
Yeah. POTU presents.
POTU presents Roast Google Dinner. Roast Google Dinner 2.0, POTU. So no, it's I wouldn't say no. It's just, that was something that was my creation, and I was pretty particular about it. And I wanted it to be presented in a very specific way, and I think a lot of us there towards the end, we started thinking about, are the comments and the things that we said in the years past, do they still represent us the way that we are now, or the way that we want to be thought of? And so we just kind of decided, let's just pull it and be done with it. So, brought down all the episodes quietly, didn't say anything about it. And I know there's some people out there still trying to collect all the old episodes, and some people have asked me to give them to them, and I don't. No offense. It's just, it was a product of its time. I don't know if it. I have talked to some people though about bringing it back, but not necessarily focused on He-Man, because I think, for me personally, part of the charm of Roast Google Dinner is that we made it so it felt like you were hanging out with friends.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I mean, like you guys do with your show, you know, a big part of it is the banter between the people that you know and you love and you have a good time with, and it makes people feel welcome and they feel like part of it. And if people notice, like as Roast Dinner evolved, it became more and more and more banter to the point where it was almost like 50% banter and just random slice of life talk, and then 50% He-Man. I personally enjoyed more of the slice of life stuff than I did some of the He-Man stuff, because that could get dry at times. Because I always felt we had some good insights and some things to talk about, but sometimes it felt like we were treading water. You know, it's like, okay, we're going to talk about this, but do we really have anything meaningful to say about it? So, you know, it's like the last thing I ever wanted to do, or any of us on the show wanted to do, is disrespect the franchise. I feel that, like, even with our criticisms, we upheld the brand with the utmost respect and tried to present it in a way that was extremely professional, and even in our most negative comments still championed the brand in a very positive way. So it's
That
something
was actually very, I think, influential in a way, or it was definitely why I think I listened to you. I liked listening to you guys the most, is because you weren't just bitching, and if you did have a criticism, it was fair, and you guys did it in that professional way. And to your credit, I mean, yeah, you definitely put out a very professional show. Sounded great. I mean, it was quality. So
That's
Dude,
why I mean, even my wife is going to kill me, and this show exists because of that show.
absolutely.
Because I wanted to talk to you guys, would be talking in my head or in my headphones. I would want to add my opinion to the conversation, but I can't. So the only way to do this is make my own podcast.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, though. I mean, you guys have done such a great job. I mean, it was a point where I remember I was visiting. I mean, this was many, many years ago, but I remember when I was visiting the Four Horsemen, and CB was listening to one of the shows, and I think it was a Wife Is Gonna Kill Me episode, and he was telling me at that time it was his favorite podcast. And so, like, I was like, because I had not at that point listened to an episode yet, and it was very early on. You guys had just started too, so that, you know, getting a CB endorsement, I was like, well, I definitely have to listen to this now, you know.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you know, it's a great show with a lot of charm. You know, a lot of you can tell you guys, even when you're being jerks, you're not jerks. You know, it's
no,
like
we're friends.
yeah, there's a lot of love there, and it's like it's something that makes it endearing, and I think that's important. I don't like shows personally where it's clickbait or rage bait or controversial just to be controversial to get clicks or views. I always wanted Roast Dinner to be something that you could listen to in the car with your kids.
Yeah.
That was important to me. So would it come back? I don't want to say the name. I don't want to say the concept we have, because
Okay.
I don't know if this one would be as kid friendly.
Okay, I'm down.
But it's something that I think at this point in our evolution, in our life, in our age, would be appropriate. I think I'll give you an insight as to what it could be like. I think all of us involved are heavily inspired by Red Letter Media. So that kind of tone and that sort of round robin type aspect is would be prevalent in our way of production and approach.
It's more of a tar swamp atmosphere.
Not fully tar swamp. Yeah, it's maybe PG-13. Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Video or just audio?
It would be video, and it wouldn't be edited, so it wouldn't be as flawless as like I would
Warts and
try to
all,
make.
baby.
That's another way that Roast Dinner influenced us. When you used to talk about how long it took you to edit on the show, you'd mention it sometimes, or sometimes we wouldn't get episodes for 3 weeks, and you'd say it's because you just didn't have time to edit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never editing.
right.
We're just gonna make our mistakes funny.
Yep.
And we're just going to own it and be stupid and ridiculous. And I told the guys that early on, I said, if I screw up on the show, rip me a new one, because then that's okay to leave it in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Well, I think a key to good editing that I learned is like removing too many I would remove a lot of unnatural pauses or ums and ahs or whatever, but you still have to leave some so it feels natural.
Right.
You know, it can't, otherwise it feels robotic. Because Eamon, when would get really excited, he would stutter a lot as he would collect his thoughts, and I removed so many Eamon stutters from that show. But I have to leave some in because that's
It's who
when
he
he would
is.
get excited. That's how he
Yeah.
would talk, and it wouldn't be real to him if I took them all out. For me, there was a lot of, like, as I've done in the show, like, you knows and likes. I'm really bad about saying you know a lot, so I would take out a lot of those. For Danielle, she was probably the only true performer in the group where there was very little editing that had to be done for her. You could tell that she had a performance background.
God, could you imagine if we edited our show? My wife's going to kill me specifically. All the so's that Pete says.
Oh my god.
So. We just rip on them. Call it good. We do have, let's see here. Maddie Delight is asking, is there any chance of any more 2000X guests? Cam Clark, fingers crossed.
No, we have capped our guests at this point.
Okay.
You've seen pretty much everything. I need to announce Daniel Benedict being there because he's doing the Fall of Grayskull filming stuff, but what you see is it right now for a guest.
Okay.
Cam I haven't talked to in a while. I should reach out and see. Maybe it's like I just wanted to give since we hadn't done this in a while, I wanted to give a little bit of a smorgasbord of different things,
Sure.
different types of people from different walks, and that was my goal. There's a lot of people. Maddie might be disappointed to hear this, but there's always a contingent of people that are really focused on voice talent. They're like, I want to have this voice talent. I want to have this voice talent. I want to have this voice talent, or I'm not going if you don't have blah, 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 blah. I will tell you, at my shows historically, the voice talent has not been as big of a draw as you would think it is. Like it just, they don't have giant lines. It doesn't really, the thing that sells tickets the most to a PowerCon or this year a MOTUFest is always toys. Coming to see the toys, coming to be part of the experience with other fans, that is always the biggest ticket seller. Not necessarily the talent. I do expect a decent turnout for some of the other talent we've announced, like Isaac Wells, for example. Skeletor Talks, because that's a really popular bit right now.
Is that the Till We Meet Again guy?
Till we meet again.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Fun.
I think Jay Allen's going to bring out quite a few people because he probably just wants to have people punch him for making the 4 Non-Blondes video. It's a but
I gotta tell you though, he did well.
That guy is so nice. He is such a nice guy. I'm pretty excited to meet him and Isaac and everybody I have there. I got Isaac, Jay, and Mr. Home Arcade all lined up together. I think it's going to be hilarious.
Oh goodness, fun stuff. Gary asks, who's Val's favorite wrestler?
All right, because I'm old, I guess we're gonna have to go back to like Attitude Era, because that was like, for a lot of us, that was our defining moment in wrestling. Oh man, you're like asking me to pick like my favorite flavor of ice cream.
That's next.
No, that's not gonna happen either. The thing that like influences that too is like, if you had asked me this question during the Attitude Era versus now, it's different, because as I've gotten older and thanks to the internet, you learn more about your heroes or people that maybe shouldn't have been your heroes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And that influences your opinion of what you think of them now. Also, as I learned more about wrestling, especially technical wrestling versus like the stage wrestling aspect, learned more about the quality of what it takes to cut a promo versus people who aren't good on the mic. people that can run a good gimmick versus people that don't, people that, do works, or people that just turn out to be jerks who are doing actual shoots, and they turn out, like, oh, that was actually real. That person's a jerk. Like, all this plays into it as you get older. It's like, oh man. See, like, for example, like Once Upon a Time, like if you go back to like the Nitro Wars days, there was a period I would have told you that Goldberg was like one of my favorite, because like he was the crushing machine that just couldn't be stopped. Who's next, right? But now that I know more about wrestling, it's like Goldberg wasn't really a great wrestler, so it's kind of like, as an influenced by, he's no Bret Hart, right? But Bret Hart, at the same time, Bret Hart is like a phenomenal wrestler, well-rounded all the way around. But all the guy does now is complain all the time. That kind of takes the edge off, like, how much I love the guy, because it's like, oh, please stop complaining about everything. So it's like, it's hard. It's really hard. I would say a solid wrestler that I loved, even though he's not actually a great technical wrestler, would be Mick Foley, because I loved always Mankind, Cactus Jack, and even the Dude Love Percent as he did. It's because of him that I learned about hardcore wrestling, and he's steeped in wrestling knowledge, and I think he's just somebody that came out of that area that's just, he's a nice guy, a respectable guy, and so he's definitely up there for me.
Nice.
Can
Excellent.
I answer that one?
I can talk wrestling for another hour if you want. So it's
oh
no, I'll just be quick.
Go for it.
I would say Kurt Angle.
I don't even know who that is.
Kurt Angle is, I mean, just his road. Did he start in OVW? He did, didn't he?
He might have went there for a minute before they brought him in to.
Well, it's, I mean, his road to everything, especially when, like, how he evolved the character and what he went through. I mean, it's like, and then, like, I'm a big fan of Dark Side of the Ring as well. I own all the seasons, so it's like I was kind of, I knew about Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle and his wife and all that, so that was kind of uncomfortable to watch that in the TNA 3-part episode. But like, I knew that Kurt had gone through some problems with substance abuse for a while there, but the guy was a phenomenal wrestler, and he was a great comedian.
That's why I think I like him so much. A guy to come in not understanding wrestling, and then fast track to be a great performer, a great comedian, a great technical wrestler, a bruiser. He was in phenomenal shape. You couldn't, he never got blown up in the ring.
No,
I think he's a top-notch guy.
I agree. Yeah, he's definitely up there. And just another guy, like a person who was a student of the game and went on top, would be like Steve Austin. Even when you go back to his stunning Steve Austin days and ECW and everything, like, it's crazy to watch him cutting those promos back on ECW and just kind of seeing his character evolve into where, I mean, just I love wrestlers that were like loved wrestling. Like they studied the craft. They learned from their heroes. They took it serious. And to me, those are always the best wrestlers. Like, when they became popular, it was built on a solid foundation of understanding not only the craft, but the industry. And I think that's really important to make a really good wrestler.
Damn, you guys make me want to get into wrestling.
Wrestling is awesome, man. There's a reason like Pixel Dan's like, so prominent into it. It really is like a soap opera from men in a way. It's
I think that's fair.
but it really is. But it like brings all of these worlds together. It's like, it's a live action comic book in a way. It's fantasy that you want to believe, and it's just so much fun. Like these people just, and the stuff that they do is so physically demanding, especially now. Like the demands that have gotten on people. I mean, I'm glad that they're at a point now with the standards like in WWE, and I think AEW has some of it too, but like, they don't push them as hard to work as much as they did. Like, it's not like the old school days where we're on the road like 270 or 300 days out of the year, like just wear and tear on your body, just breaking it down. Like, now there's more of a conscious effort to make sure that the physical demands are met with some recuperation to do it, because otherwise it's like, these people are going to be husk of who they were in no time because of just the demands of that.
Wow. We also have, let's see. Oh, Big Greg. He says, speaking of Four Horsemen, this was a while back. What's your favorite Four Horsemen figure?
All right. So I have to say I don't have one because I stopped following Mythic Legions when I realized I couldn't afford it. So it's like it bummed me out because I wanted everything. So like, like for me, it was, I got into that stuff early on, but even back when they were doing, what was it, Seventh Kingdom and
Gothotropolis, all that.
Gothotropolis, that's what I was trying to think of. Like that was some of my favorites for me because for that, like that to me was sort of the evolution of what action figures could be. Whereas before it was like, okay, this is based on an IP where we're fleshing out the characters that existed in lore from cartoon or TV or whatnot, versus the 80s where, they did the opposite. But now like the Four Horsemen would just create a figure like because it looked cool and they would do awesome things. They didn't necessarily have to have a lore. And then you as the fan could develop that lore for that figure just based on how cool it looked and the intricacies of the design. And the one that really took it to the next level was oh gosh, don't kill me, Scarabus.
Oh yeah.
All those parts and everything that it had, it was like you could see like where things were headed with that. And like once they got like, Mythic Legions got into like doing like the ogres, which I thought, that was phenomenal. And now the dragon, I mean, it's like there's so much potential to do everything, but I have been out of the line in terms of keeping up with what exactly is in there to be able to properly answer that question. Because if I had gone into it, I would have bought every single one of those darn things. And there would have been no PowerCon because that's where all of my money went.
Right. I was gonna say I'm pretty lucky in the fact that I can still pick and choose that line. Whereas, I mean,
do you guys have a favorite? Like each of you?
Yeah, Uwit.
Bruh, you can't name the ones that you guys are.
No, I'm a big skeleton guy. That's a hard one though.
I don't think you can pick I don't think I can pick a favorite figure. I have a favorite character.
Yeah.
Atlas.
He's really good looking. So,
Is he a handsome fella?
Yeah.
He's basically the one that they made the
Adamon. Yeah, he's basically
He-Man. So they made their He-Man tribute out of that character. So I mean of that figure. So
it's I know it's kind of cliche, but I think Scaphoid probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one that they put out last year of him.
I think that's cliche.
Well, I mean, maybe for me, I don't know. But I think the one that they put out last year is probably the better one, also. So, but yeah, I love me some odd skeletons. So,
nothing wrong with that. That sounds awesome to me.
All right.
And Greg says, Jeremy, it's okay to love Sir Uchuk. Did I say that right?
I don't know.
Uchuk.
Just know it's Big Greg.
I know his last name's Chakowski, so I think it's Chuck Uchuk. But yeah, nobody got anything else for Val. This is Val.
No, that's all right. I mean, we're going on like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh my God, we are.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice. Well, so what do you think? Anything else that you need to throw out to our audience here? Or?
Oh, I guess I would just say, if you haven't bought tickets, please head over to thepower-con.com or just search for PowerCon in Google. It's one of the first things that pops up. Go get your tickets. We're not at a point of selling out, but there are set quantities of tickets. Like, so it's something where like there is the potential we could sell out of weekend passes or day passes, but we're not near that point yet. But if you want your tickets, do go get them. We're just now rolling out a very aggressive ad campaign, so we're hoping to that's going to have an impact on it for people who aren't aware of the show. The other thing is too, like we mentioned earlier, if you're still hoping to get Anti-Attorney He-Man, we do have a handful left for attendees only, but they're not going to probably be in stock by the time the show comes along. So jump on that now if you're interested. If you need hotels, the 2 hotels next to the convention center are completely sold out. They have no rooms at all whatsoever. That's the Cincinnati Marriott at the Rivet Center and the Embassy Suites there at the River Center. But there are hotels about half a mile away. There's a Holiday Inn, a couple different Holiday Inns. I forgot like a Radisson, I think, extended stay, and they have rooms still available, and they're decent rates too. So, and it's a nice walk too, because when you come out there, you take a left onto I forgot the street, but then you take the river walk just all the way up, and it's like for the rest of the distance, and it's a really nice time. It's September. It's the driest month of the year for Kentucky. The weather is really nice. It's between 65 to mid 70s most of the time.
It's my birthday weekend too, so that's exciting.
Let's don't bring any rain with you. Don't bring the sad. I'm looking forward to it, and I really hope everyone's going to come check it out. If you've never seen one of these shows before, like we were talking about earlier, don't put it off to say I'll do it next year, because as we mentioned before, sometimes the creator, this might be the last time you see them. So every year is a different experience, and just waiting to hope you can experience it may mean you miss out on the experience that you could have and wanted to have.
Yeah. You don't want to have regrets, folks.
No.
Got to show up. I guess we do have one more question.
This is the last question.
Val, which Mondo do you want him to do?
In which scale? Does it matter?
Nope. Nope.
I want to. That's tough. That's really tough. I would say a 1/6 scale too bad.
Ooh.
Would be amazing, but I know they still have quite a few of the early core folks to get through. But that on the 112 2000X scale, it's got to be the first time we got to get Illumina. We got to get Illumina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never made anywhere, man.
She's never come out as a toy, even though she never made it into the comic other than the cover of one of the issues. That figure has so much mystique and lore behind it, and with Emiliano doing designs for Mondo, that is one that I would just love to see to come to fruition. And so that's a personal, selfish desire to see that one come out.
I love it.
I'd get it.
Yeah, I would get that. And just for Potu's sake, Niplor. Niplor.
Yes, absolutely. That was the next one I was going to mention.
Awesome.
I buy that for $1.
Well, shoot, Val. I don't know if you want to. I mean, we have to just open that thing from Gary. But Val doesn't have to sit through that if he doesn't want to. I'm sure he's got a life to get back to. But
yeah, I probably need to go finish this cover. They're waiting on it. So.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. Man needs to get paid. So.
Well, more like this guy doesn't need to get fired, I think is one.
Well, there's that too. But you getting fired would mean no pay. So
that's true.
Well, dude, I'm super happy that you came on the show. I'm sorry that we totally dissed you for like a year, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, it was a great time, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm looking forward to seeing you in September. I'm looking forward to hearing these creative announcements, potentially in voice character form.
Welcome to PowerCon, bitch.
Well, maybe
not that. Be nice, Jeremy.
Yeah, I got to write the script up for you guys too, like for the announcements.
There you go.
I got to remember. It's always fun. I always thought that was fun when people walk by. I don't know if you guys noticed this, like when you're at the PowerCon shows doing it, but when somebody sees the person doing the announcement they're hearing, their eyes light up for a second.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
they're doing it.
There's the guy. He's doing it. It's like, People get a kick out of that. So, you know, I like that you guys are on the floor making the announcements. I think that's really cool.
I think it's going to be a good time, man. I am super excited.
And with for you guys, you know, you guys can take turns and nobody has to be strapped to that microphone all the whole time, you know. So
I'd love to see Travis get on the mic.
He can do it.
He's not gonna.
He's not gonna do it. All right. Well, the three of you doing it.
That would be pretty funny. But yeah,
coach him through it. Make him do one of them.
Yeah.
Make him do the raffle. Make him
yeah,
do
we can do it. We'll do it.
Tell him if he can do a podcast, he can do an announcement.
Right? You would think.
Yeah.
It's debatable whether he can do a podcast.
He shows up.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on. This has been awesome. Everybody out there, our listeners, go to PowerCon. We're going to be there. Everybody else is going to be there. That's cool. If you're not there, you're not cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we're going to be pumping the heck out of it and promoting the heck out of it on both our podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So come there and have fun with us.
Yeah, come to PowerCon's MOTUFest 2026 in Greater Cincinnati, September 12th and 13th. And please get the word out. And if you come, make sure you tell everybody about it, because if you come to the show, let me clarify that. If you come to the show and you have a good time, make sure you tell everybody, because that's what will ensure potentially the next year, because the more people know about it, the more people know they'll have a good time, the more likely we are to continue doing it. And if you had a bad time, just don't tell anybody about that.
Right. No, we're good at telling all the good stuff, and you guys will too, right? That's what I'm talking about. Awesome.
All right, well, you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
See you later.
All right. Have a great night.
You too.
Is he figured out? Okay, cool. So we are still here. And wait a sec. I did see this comment here. It says, it turns, yes, Jeremy saved my life. Naptown Raider. What? Did I save a life? If I make it, I want a big hug, Jeremy. Well, then you better make it, because this belly ain't gonna hug itself. Well, that's awesome. I don't know what I did, but thank you. Gary, you still on here, bud? I think Gary's probably still on here. We're gonna open this. This was sent to me by Gary Rickelman.
By the Rickle.
The Ricklester. And it's very taped. I don't know if I can just close. It is usually a knife, but
usually
it's cheap tape though.
That's good. Very good.
It's kind of stuck on my finger. Okay, we do need a knife.
I don't think.
Hang on, I found something. Oh, got you back into Motu. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Jeremy did it.
Yeah, not you, man.
Man. He must not know me. He must not know about me. He must not know about me.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but it's there.
Package.
Gary.
This is like old school. Gary used to send stuff and
yeah, just random stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got a little. Oh, it says, "Please enjoy. You have the power. The podcasters of the universe." And he drew a little picture. There you go.
Is that us?
Yeah, I think that's us. Oh, that's definitely us.
Oh,
yeah. Steve,
yeah.
I don't want you to be jealous, because you won't be, because there's two packages here.
Yeah.
We got some Instant Grits original. I've never had grits.
Really?
I got a feeling that's why it's in this package.
Did you say on a podcast randomly one day
Probably.
you never had grits?
Probably.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Also, some Simple Truth organic microwave popcorn.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Organic popcorn is the best kind.
It's the
They
only kind. And we have this little package in here. Do you want to rip that open?
I don't
or
have a cutter.
I got a screwdriver.
Well, you want me?
Yeah, yeah. No, I opened
I don't know. Because I don't. Then this is awkward. Because if I have trouble opening the package,
That's how I felt when I opened the
yeah,
package.
that's why I was gonna make
Woo!
I'm afraid of wrecking something here because it's
I really want to thank all these
soft.
people for listening. By the way, too, we're gonna try to maybe do some live shows in the future. They're pretty exciting. So, what do we got here?
I'm not sure. What?
It's his used underwear.
Okay, so I think I opened.
Yep, it looks like you got to open that too. Yep. What was this from? Is this? Well, that's definitely Garfield on the inside. What's on the outside?
I think these are friendship bracelets.
Are they really?
I don't know. It's just what I think right now. I really am basing that on nothing. You got tissue paper.
Careful. Oh, they're going to spill everywhere. Oh. Give me that thing.
These are where'd these come from? That's like I think these are for kids, maybe.
We're kids.
Yeah, I know. We are kids. Well,
for those of you who can't see this, who will be listening to the audio later, we got ourselves some eye masks of He-Man's face.
it's got He-Man's hair too.
It's got his hair and his cool eyebrows. You look pretty good.
Do I?
Yeah.
You look pretty good too.
Thanks.
It's pretty small on my giant head.
Yeah, my eyes are definitely crunched into my
Yeah,
face.
they're not.
Yeah, I can only see out the corners here. But
Oh.
these are awesome. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Oh, goodness. Well, guys, that actually was pretty fun, man.
Yeah,
I'm
good
glad.
time.
I'm glad. I'm really, really glad that Pete left. No, without him, this show would have never happened. So big thanks to Pete for
thanks
helping
to
us out,
Pete.
man.
Producer Pete.
And for the record, if you didn't get the Jim Bro Skeletor, you are missing out.
It looks very fun. Maybe we'll look at it in depth at another time.
I would like to. I'm definitely bringing it on. My wife's going to kill me this Sunday.
And we will have our Skeletors.
We will have
next
our
time.
Skeletors. Yep. I want to bring them on this show. I'm bringing them on that show. I'm going to bring them everywhere, man.
All right.
So,
You know how to end this thing?
I'm sure it's a click of a mouse. So it's going to be awkward at the end here, but until then,
We'll see you around the universe.
yeah! We're going to figure this out. Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah.
If I could just, what's this here? Leave. Do I just leave it or do I just stop it?
End stream.
Oh, there it is up in the corner. Okay, guys. Bye.